81st meeting between these two teams. Notre Dame, of course, with the big lead. The last Navy win back in 1963. Charlie Weis saw his team win the toss, and he has elected to receive, so Paul Johnson and his Navy defense will be first onto the field. Joey Bullen kicks off for Navy to Golden Tate and Armando Allen. And Allen chases it down from about the 2-yard line, makes a nice cut, and a cut back, and just tripped up as he crosses the 30-yard line. A good return for Armando Allen. So Evan Sharpley getting the start again for Notre Dame. He's hit 53% of his passes, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And our Adidas starting lineups for the Notre Dame offense, as we will see James Aldridge back from an injury starting at tailback for the Irish today. And a big size advantage in the offensive line for the Irish.
40 pounds a man.
And actually, instead of Aldridge, it's Allen that lines up from the first play for scrimmage at tailback. Fake it to him, and Sharpley going to the air, downfield, and just wide of Carlson, his intended receiver, as they go downfield to the tight end on first down.
Well, they said they're going to have their way offensively. It starts with good protection, something that the Irish have not had much this year. But I'll tell you, a good reaction by Greg Thrasher, number 20, who playing free safety for Navy. Believe it or not, he's the 6th different safety who's played there, Tom.
He punished Carlson, the tight end, who made a one-handed stab at it and left him pretty vulnerable for the hit by Greg Thrasher. Second down and 10. Flip it out to Kamara.
You're going to see a lot of that play today.
There's a face mask penalty, it would appear, as Kamara caught the ball, and Kevin Edwards, a freshman, just like Kamara, making the play but getting the face mask.
It's a play Notre Dame has run so well over the years. You know, just that quick throw to the uncovered wide receiver and let the size advantage of Kamara do the rest. The average about, or have over the last 3 years, of almost 10 yards a play on that simple little pass play.
Tom DeJoseph signals face mask against Navy.
Navy, one of the least penalized teams in the NCAA.
And on the second play from scrimmage, they get the personal foul face mask.
They have about 4 penalties per game. They're actually the least penalized in terms of yardage, but that was clearly a face mask. And Kevin Edwards, you mentioned, true freshman, getting his very first start.
Today's officiating crew, by the way, is from the Atlantic Coast Conference. So put the ball into Navy territory at the midi 45, where the Irish have a first down. Play action fake, Sharpley in the pocket, drills it downfield, it's caught. Robbie Paris with the catch inside the 25 of Navy.
Navy has struggled all season long on defense. You know, as good as their offense has been, the defense has been really forgiving, and it really starts, I think, Tom, with the pass rush. Just not been able to generate any pass rush. Only 5 sacks on the entire season for the midshipmen.
That one went to Paris for 21 yards. Another first down for the Irish. 24-yard line of Navy, opening series of the game.
Irish have not scored on an opening drive this season yet.
And they hand it off to Allen. Armando Allen can't quite turn the corner, but gets a nice gain just short of the 11-yard line, where he's tackled by Irv Spencer. As we look at our Adidas starting lineups for the Navy defense, has really been hit by injury this season. Frazier has 1.5 of those 5 sacks. Spencer is their top tackler. And because of injury, Kevin Edwards, the second freshman starting in the secondary for Navy today. James Aldridge does check in at tailback now. Asaph Schwab is offset as the fullback. Short drop, flip it to Kamara. Immediately hit this time for a short gain on the play. It'll be third down coming up. Good play by Blake Carter, the cornerback defending Kamara.
Yeah, it really was. As we just said, their opening drives this year for Notre Dame has not been terribly successful, have not had a score yet. 8 opening drives, a bunch of punts, a fumble, missed field goal. But in pretty good shape here with a 3rd and short.
Third down and 2 yards to go from the Navy 16. Toss to Aldridge. Aldridge upended At the 25-yard line, did not make the first down, it would appear. Irv Spencer, the senior from Ohio, the #1 tackler for the midshipmen.
Well, watch #1, Blake Carter, the corner, come up there and just kind of blow up the blocker, and that allowed the other 2 white jerseys to get in and make the tackle short of the first down. Remember, Notre Dame goes for it a lot on 4th down and rarely ever punts against Navy.
So 4th and 1, 2 tight ends, Carlson, Yateman, actually 3. Ragone is in there too.
And both these teams go for it a lot on 4th down.
Sharpley with a handoff to Aldridge, who has the first down and more inside the Navy 10-yard line.
Nice blocks inside by Sam Young and Mike Turkovich, John Sullivan, the center. Really good block by Turkovich, number 77, who just kind of drove his man, who was playing defensive tackle, about 5 yards out of the hole.
So on 4th and 1, Aldridge gets 6 yards, setting up a 1st and goal, the ball just inside the 10.
Not many rushing touchdowns this year. Only UAB and Florida International have had fewer than their 3.
Delayed handoff, Aldridge. Shook one tackler, spins out of another, and he's down to the 4-yard line. Tony Haber at the tackle for Navy.
Happy to have James Aldridge back. Kind of a real pounder. Paul Duncan with a good block there. I mean, the combination of James Aldridge and Armando Allen, and Charlie Weis is looking for, the power plays from James Aldridge. It's a big place for Allen.
And here's Robert Hughes in. Hughes is in the running back spot. Charlie Weis saying that Robert playing today because he thought his late brother, shot to death earlier this week, would want him to, and he said he was going to do everything he could to get him into the end zone. So here's Hughes. Cuts back, touchdown, Robert Hughes, Notre Dame. Over half the team busing to Chicago to attend the funeral services of his older brother Tony yesterday. Kevin White, the athletics director here at Notre Dame, telling us it was an emotional scene, and his team was such a presence there at the funeral for Tony Hughes. Robert Hughes saying he appreciated the support and saying that he thinks his older brother would have wanted him to play today, and it's somewhat of a diversion. He's going to keep that football as he scores his 2nd Notre Dame touchdown. Walker's extra point attempt is good.
It is good.
There is a penalty marker on the play. Flag down.
There's a flag down.
Well, he deserves a lot of congratulations from his teammates. It's been just an awful, awful week. Charlie Weis actually drove him home earlier this week. Spent some time with his family. Thursday night. Spent some time in the living room with Robert's parents.
Personal foul, leaping on the defense. The extra point is good. We'll enforce on the kickoff, 15 yards.
So enforce the leaping penalty on the kickoff, and already 2 penalties against Navy. That's a rarity. The quickest offensive touchdown to open a drive for Notre Dame this year. It took 3 minutes, 20 seconds, and Robert Hughes. A touchdown he'll remember forever. Absolutely. Perfect football weather, 55 degrees and a nearly cloudless sky. And Whitaker ready to kick it off for Notre Dame after a 9-play, 69-yard drive that took just 3 minutes and 20 seconds and included a 4th down conversion. Campbell and Singleton, the deep men for Navy. Whitaker's kickoff. Taken by Campbell at the goal line. Hit and dropped at the 10-yard line. That was a clothesline hit by Scott Smith of Notre Dame. Now let's go down to the field and check in with Alex Flanagan. Alex?
Hey, Tom, after that first offensive touchdown by Notre Dame and Robert Hughes, a very emotional moment here on the Notre Dame sideline. All of his teammates hugged him, congratulated him. He was up for a few moments, and then he went and sat down on the sideline and started crying and got very emotional with his head down. Charlie Weis coming over and asking him if he was okay, if he'd be able to play. And he kind of nodded his head, not looking up. But you guys, after losing his brother earlier in this week, you can imagine what this game is like for him to go through, Tom.
All right, Alex, despite his grief, scoring the touchdown on Notre Dame's first possession.
I actually can't imagine.
Yeah, so Navy from the 10-yard line open with a pass to Washington. And a nice gain. Crossed him up with a first down pass that covered 13 yards before Tom Zbikowski chased O.J. Washington out of bounds. And Kaheaku Inhata, the quarterback, the leading rusher for Navy, averaging 5 yards a carry, scored 11 touchdowns for them with a rare pass there on first down.
Yeah, they actually opened the Pitt game with a long pass, 49 yards to O.J. Washington.
Kaheaku Inhata with a pitch. Singleton. Loss on the play as Notre Dame defended that well. They had that extra week to prepare. Mo Crum was the first to hit him. As we look at our Adidas starting lineups for the Navy offense, Campbell, the most versatile offensive player, just 5'6", and Harper, 3-year starter, leading that small offensive line.
Take big line splits, trying to create some seams for Paul Johnson. Paul Johnson done a good job at Navy. Well, just remarkable. He gets everything out of the kind of players he gets.
They were 1-20 in the 2 years before he took over at Annapolis. Here's Sean White. White is across the 30-yard line. The Irish think that the ball came loose. Let's see. They come out of there with it, but no official. Yes, now it is. Notre Dame's ball. White fumbled, and Zbikowski apparently recovered.
Zbikowski, number 9, is a guy who's going to have to play well today. And Maurice Crum gets the hit.
Forced fumble.
Yeah, ball's out. Maurice Crum forced that one. I think, did Zbikowski pick it up?
He came out of there with it anyway.
Yeah, indeed.
Second forced fumble of the season for Maurice Crum. And suddenly Navy is in a big hole here as Notre Dame takes over on the midshipman's 30-yard line.
We have a review, maybe?
Going to review that one.
Yeah.
The previous play is under review.
Well, there's just not much margin for error for Navy against Notre Dame today, right?
Right, and turnovers would be especially costly.
That ball sure looks out to me.
Ed Ferrante and John Smith of the Big East are the replay officials.
And Paul Johnson saying, hey, in spite of Notre Dame's record, the best talent they play each year, you know, as I said, they outman them in terms of, or out so much larger than them, 40 pounds a man across the lines. A big shot there by Maurice Crum. Maurice Crum actually forced 2 fumbles against UCLA, remember that, and recovered a couple and had 2 interceptions.
So this play continues to be reviewed. It would appear that the ball came out before he was down.
You can't imagine the game's turning worse for the midshipman than it has, right?
Absolutely.
Give up a long touchdown drive to a team that has not scored at an opening drive. And then an early,
After
it
review,
certainly looks like a fumble.
Video confirms the call on the field. Notre Dame fumble recovery, first down.
So first down for the Irish with the ball just inside the Navy 30-yard line. Name already leading 7-0, scoring on a 9-play drive to open the game. David Grimes.
James Aldridge
tackle.
Tackle by Wyatt Middleton, number 8.
Wyatt Middleton makes the tackle for Navy.
One of those freshmen starting. She had a sister, Kelly, went to Notre Dame and on a softball scholarship. Played softball for 3 years, graduated early in 3 years, then went to Georgia Tech to get her MBA and play softball.
Second down and 7. Schwab in motion. Here's Aldridge. James Aldridge can't get outside. Irv Spencer was out there in a hurry and makes the tackle for the midshipman.
A good play by Irv Spencer, their leading tackler, and with so many injuries on this defense, he has been kind of their go-to guy on defense, looking for leadership from him. He has been providing it. Kind of bounced outside, prevented a big run.
From Oakwood Village, Ohio, Bedford High School, all-state there, captain. How many of these Navy players were captain of their high school teams? Almost all of them.
I think, and a lot of them valedictorians too.
Allen tackled the 15-yard line for a Notre Dame first down.
Charlie White saying to us yesterday about Armando Allen, you know, we're waiting for that breakthrough game, that breakthrough moment. He said, hey, he's beginning to run in games like I see him in practice. I mean, he's been talking about him all season long, hasn't he, to us?
Good Spencer and Middleton making the stop.
First and 10 Irish, just shy of the
by
15.
Sam Young, left tackle, number 74.
So first down, Notre Dame from the 15 of Navy. Screen pass. Well defended as Allen made the catch, and Middleton was on him immediately.
Good play by Wyatt Middleton. Good read by the strong safety.
Tackle by Middleton.
Loss of 5.
Notre Dame still not with
Loss
much
of 5.
success in the screen game this year. Good read, and then more importantly, a good tackle by Wyatt Middleton. It's one thing to read it, it's the other thing to make an open field tackle on a slippery back like Armando Allen. Good, but Wyatt Middleton did just that.
So it sets up second down and 15. Sharpley's pass. Incomplete, intended for Grimes, but too wide.
Pass was intended for David Grimes.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Just perfect protection for Evan Sharpley. And it's probably been the biggest thing for Notre Dame this season, has not been able to protect the quarterback. 41 sacks they've given up this year. At that time, great protection for Sharpley, a little wide for his receiver Grimes.
3 wide receivers here.
5 of them.
Yeah, that's
1, 2,
4.
3, 4, 5, yeah. Yeah.
Spread out all over the field with an empty backfield. Sharpley's pass looks like the same route, and incomplete again, this time intended for George West. So that'll bring up 4th down.
That brings up a 4th down.
Sharpley on 2 straight passes, misconnecting on the
That
out
dropped,
route.
That was dropped.
West had that one in his hands. So Whitaker will come on to attempt a field goal.
Nate Whitaker.
Nate Whitaker
Game for Notre Dame and lines up.
has attempted only 1 field goal and missed it this season. 37 yards. Fake. It's a fake. And Sharpley, the holder, took off with it and did not make the first down.
It was 4th and 15, Colin. That's a long way to go for a fake. Clearly, they had to scout it. They thought this was a touchdown. But 4th and 15, no way. Navy responds well.
So the Navy turnover results in no Notre Dame points. 7-0 Irish after the fake field goal misfires, and Navy takes over at its own 15-yard line. Kaheaku Nhata runs the option with a toss. It's a toss to Reggie Campbell, and Campbell, all 5'6", 168 pounds of him, takes it 13 yards for the first down.
Hey, Tom, let's go take one more look at that fake field goal we saw just a moment ago. What was that? Like Pat Kuntz down?
And Kyle McCarthy.
We'll check that in a minute, Pat. Let's first check
there's
on
a guy who's
condition of Pat Kuntz.
Boy, has he played well for the Irish this year. He and Trevor Laws inside.
Gain of 13
and while
on the
they
last
tend to
play.
Pat Kuntz, we'll take a break. We'll be back to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment. Notre Dame football brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio.
There's Pat Kuntz, the nose tackle, who just walked off after being injured. A lot of cut blocking that Navy does. It looked like he maybe got a knee in the back, Tom.
Pat Kuntz, as you mentioned, was able to walk off. Went back home to Indianapolis during the bye week, and his mom took one look at that mohawk haircut and sent him to Tom's Barber Shop, where he got a head shave. Here's the fullback Katani getting the carry for Navy and getting only a couple of yards. He's Kuntz replaced by Ian Williams, 6'2", 295 freshman from Altamonte Springs, Florida.
We talked about Pat Kuntz before the game has his ritual with Ruben Mendoza, who is the strength and conditioning coach. Watch this. Yeah, you know, when he told me that yesterday, I thought he was wearing his helmet when he told me about the routine. I didn't realize he didn't have it on.
Second down, option coming. And the quarterback keep for Keheaku Nhata. Just short of the first down, tackled by Joe Brockington. And Ian Williams got a piece as well.
Tackled by Joe Brockington.
Nhata, this is a guy, most quarterbacks you want to carry the ball. You got to watch out about Kaipo Noa. This guy has the ability to go the distance. 2 long runs this year, one of 78 yards, one of 80 yards. Been a very, very efficient quarterback for Paul Johnson's option offense.
Averaging 5 yards a carry, 655 yards, 11 touchdowns all in the season. And on third down, Katani, the fullback. And it'll be close to the first down, but maybe just short.
Navy has punted the fewest times of anybody in Division 1A.
9 times.
9 times. And, you know, we were talking to Paul Johnson this week. He said, you know, we get in 3rd and 5. We're thinking, hey, we have 2 downs to get the first down. And oftentimes they get it with just that, a burrowing play by the fullback, but good play by Ian Williams inside and Trevor Laws.
And close enough that they will measure. And they'll stretch the chain out and find that it is close. Very close. That much.
Remember, Notre Dame a few years ago made it by that vote on a winning drive at the end of the game to beat Navy.
Or else the Navy long losing streak would have ended then.
Similar measurement.
There's that number for the 9 punts, the fewest.
And they've gone for it on 4th down, I think 22 times. Only Colorado has gone for it more than the midshipmen. There's a little used fellow, their punter, Greg Vedito. Yeah, when they come out of the huddle, nobody knows who's getting it.
Keheaku Nhata under center on 4th down and an inch. Fullback. Katani stacked up. This, I don't know how precise their measurement is, but how do you determine that? But he didn't get more than an inch if he got it.
You're right.
Mike Stevenson were in there.
You got 3/4 of an inch or an inch and a quarter, depending upon the spot.
So the change will make the trek in from the sideline one more time.
You know, this offense, the quarterback, you know, most offensive quarterback has to make a lot of decisions throwing the ball, but Kaipo Noa has to make all those as the quarterback. Same kind of decisions because they made the first down.
First down, Navy.
So he's their point guard. Kaipo Noa. I'm going to call him Kaipo Noa if you don't mind.
Close enough.
Well, I don't think you've been absolutely accurate either. Well, there's a nice shot from the Blimp. Ballard just kind of running right through the tackle for the first.
First down, Navy. Toss sweep to Campbell. Reggie Campbell with a determined run, got about 8 yards.
Yeah, you know, you say determined. You watch this Navy midshipmen, they are all determined. And Charlie Weiss was saying to us yesterday about Reggie Campbell, he is their best player. You know, he does everything well. Returns punts, returns kicks. This is just kind of an option or a pitch, toss sweep. But 153 total yards a game, triple threat. You see what he does, rushing, catching. About 3 touchdown catches on just 9 receptions.
2 carries for 21 yards here as they give to the fullback Katani, and he has at midfield the Navy first down.
Eric Katani and Adam Ballard share that fullback position. Average 25 carries a game between the two of them. 120 yards a game. Nice conversation with Eric this week, didn't we? Loves watching the Discovery Channel. Playing Jeopardy.
Has a little animal fact for his teammates every day, a fun animal fact. Our first down line today brought to you by Xerox.
Well,
Navy just crossed it to get the first in Irish territory.
And they get a lot of first downs, don't they? Lead the nation in rushing.
On the option, the fullback Katani. That's, you say that no one knows who's going to get the ball. That's because the quarterback reads the defense and makes the decision on the triple option, either to get to the fullback, option number 1, option number 2, the keep, or option 3, the pitch.
And Tom, as you mentioned, it's the perfect offense for the kind of guys that Paul Johnson can recruit. I mean, he's not going to get, you know, the big, massive guys or necessarily great wide receivers, so it's worked very well for him at Navy.
Here's the pitch on the option to Campbell. Campbell collared close to the sideline, forced out of bounds to bring up third down. Maurice Crum first to hit him, and Zbikowski was there shortly thereafter.
You know, take a look at the option, and some of these wing backs, the guys making blocks too. Downfield, there's a receiver on a crack, and then a wing back helps him with the block. Now that's really the third option, you know, fullback, quarterback, then the pitch. And they have about 4 or 5 different ways of running that option, but good block that time by Servant Singleton.
Looking to convert their first third down of the game. Option, fullback. It was Katani.
You know, Tom, I thought one of the most amazing things we were looking at Navy statistics was the fact that their fullbacks, Katani this time, as you see, and Ballard, who we saw earlier, 191 carries between them. 191 carries. Only one time had they had a loss. Just staggering.
There's Ballard on the sideline. Katani did a good job that time, not of just going straight ahead, but sort of veering to the outside to get extra yardage. First down, Navy. Toss sweep.
Oh, he slipped, otherwise he had something going
there. He
was,
just inside the 35. Shun White. And then tripped up when he had a big one coming.
How about talking to Shun White this week, Tom? He was the guy who said, what was the toughest adjustment you made when you went to the academy? Can you tell us? Taking orders from guys my age.
He said, not used to that. I used to taking orders from my dad, who said I had to say yes, sir, no, sir. But said taking them from guys my own age, didn't like that. But now he's giving the orders as
like that part.
An upperclassman. Toss to Campbell. Toss sweep again. Blockers in front. Campbell pounds his head right in there.
Blocked by
Gets
Servant
only
Singleton.
to the 30-yard line when Joe Brockington stacks him up.
Zbikowski also in there.
Near the end of today's game, we'll select the Chevrolet players of the game from each team. To honor their determination and outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Chevy, an American revolution. Scott Smith is in at inside linebacker, replacing Maurice Crum. Another third down for Navy, 3rd and 2. Option. Give it to the fullback, and he has another first down. Katani's been the workhorse on this drive, as again, the Notre Dame defense and the way they play the option determines who gets the ball, and it's been Katani on most of these carries.
And, you know, Katani was a high school tailback. He was telling us this week it's a real adjustment playing fullback, not because of all the collisions, but you know, you're really lined up close to the line of scrimmage. You're in a 2-point stance, and you're just burrowing ahead. And again, as you said, you don't know whether you're going to get the ball or not.
And basically, you get tackled on every play, whether you have the ball or don't. Option, keep.
Counter option.
Kahiaku Inhata with the keep. Counter option,
yeah. And there's Joe Brockington, who made that stop, number 52 for the Irish. Had a chance to talk to Joe yesterday, and you know, interesting guy. Last year he was a little disappointed, disillusioned, thought about leaving. Said Charlie Weiss had to talk him into coming back for this 5th season.
He said the way last year ended with the losses to USC and LSU, and the fact that he wasn't playing that much, wanted to come back to try to get something positive from the experience.
3rd penalty now against Navy. So the average 4.4 a game.
66 offense.
False start, Paul Bridgers.
Well, this is a disciplined attack. You'd expect that, right, from the Navy? You know, absolutely disciplined. You see the penalty yards, fewest Navy. These are fewest yards per game. 31 yards. One of the secrets to their success.
Now, however, as a result of the penalty, it's 2nd down and 12. Katani again. Close to the 20-yard line.
Katani tripped up by Ian Williams.
Ian Williams replacing Pat Coons at the nose tackle, as Notre Dame went back to a more conventional 3-4 defense this week rather than tweaking it as they had in some of the
Gain of
previous weeks.
4.
That's a good point, Tom. You know, they started the season, Corin Brown, the defensive coordinator, started the season in 34, then kind of switched to a 4-man line, but back to the 34 today.
3rd and 7. Triple option. And nothing there as Kaipo keeps it. Another flag is down.
We have a flag down.
Might have gotten a yard to the 20 before Scott Smith and Dwight Stevenson knocked him down.
Rockington and Smith.
Pretty good contingent of midshipmen making the trip from Annapolis. Drum and bugle corps here.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, 52 on the defense, half the distance, first down.
Joe Brockington guilty of the personal foul, 15-yard face mask penalty.
And, you know, that's a big break, because that would have been 3rd and pretty long. There he is, number 52. Oh, yeah, good call.
So it is 1st and 10.
So first down for Navy. They can make a first down without scoring a touchdown. Fullback, Katani.
He's been good, he's been solid. That means Antron Harper, the center, and Gaskins and Gasper, the 2 guards, are doing a pretty good job, too.
Katani's already had a workout.
Yeah. 9 carries, 31 yards. Big line splits you see from this Navy team to kind of create some running lanes for the fullback slot backs. Larger line splits you see from most teams.
These long sustained drives are the Navy trademark. Full option.
Noah likes to keep the ball down.
I couldn't tell whether he gave it to Katani or he kept it. I think he kept it.
Well, that's a good option. You can't tell, right? But he did. Kaipo Noa kept that one, and we talked to him this year. He scored in 8 straight games as Kaipo Noa.
Ball is marked just inside the 2.
Final seconds of the first quarter. And time runs out. Notre Dame knocking on, or Navy knocking on the Notre Dame doorstep, trying to tie it up, but Notre Dame leads 7-0 despite his grief. Freshman tailback Robert Hughes scoring the Notre Dame touchdown. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local NBC station. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Navy with a 3rd down and 2. They can't make a first down, remember. This has been an 18-play, 7-minute drive so far, covering 84 yards to date, and without a pass being thrown. Toss sweep. Singleton into the end zone for the Navy touchdown.
What an incredible drive. That is Navy football.
Vintage,
right?
yep.
Vintage Navy football.
The toss sweep to Zerbin Singleton.
They've had some success with this toss sweep today. Zerbin Singleton, one of Paul Johnson's favorite players he's ever coached. Wants to be an astronaut.
He's overcome so much adversity in his life. Joey Bullen, the extra point attempt, down and through. So Navy with that long drive, 86 yards. They covered over 7 minutes off the clock. And they tie the score at 7 on the touchdown run by Zerbin Singleton. 7-7 game at Notre Dame. Beautiful autumnal shot of the administration building, the Golden Dome. And our aerial coverage for today's game brought to you by Goodyear. Get there on Silent Armor technology with the strength of Kevlar for toughness and a comfortable ride. 7-7 game, Notre Dame football brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Singleton capping off that 85-yard drive. And Bullen set to kick off for Navy. They had 5 different ball carriers on that 85-yard drive and no passes. Allen and Tate are deep for the Bullen kick. It's a short one, taken by Armando Allen. Allen with a seam. A cutback. And caught from behind as he entered Navy territory by Corey Johnson.
Well, Navy has struggled on special teams coverage this year. Started with a short kick, got it on the 16-yard line. Look at that wedge. Big block by Schmidt, number 32. Golden Tate trying to find somebody to block.
And Allen with a 39-yard return.
And so he sets up the Irish offense in good field position again. He's done that twice on 2 kickoff returns.
So Evan Sharpley still under center. We do expect to see Jimmy Clausen play some today at quarterback for the Irish. Sharpley with a handoff to Aldridge, and Aldridge with a stiff arm, but just tripped up right there by Middleton, or he might have had the touchdown.
Just think about, Tom, we've seen the Irish struggle all season long on offense, not been able to run the ball, worse than the NCAA, not been able to throw the ball, but there is hope for the future. Now, they're playing against a porous Navy defense, but they got some good young players, James Aldridge, Armando Allen, we've seen him. As you mentioned, maybe see some Jimmy Clausen later on, and so they're pinning these last 4 games and maybe next year on the emergence of some young players.
13-yard gain on that run. First down, Irish. Aldridge dodged a would-be tackler in the backfield and makes it down inside the Navy 30-yard line.
Well, the Irish haven't had too many big runs, 10-plus runs. That was only the 13th of the year. Can you imagine that? And the opponents have had 41. They just have really not had those, a lot of open field in which to run.
4 yards on first down that time as Nate Frazier made the Navy stop. Second down and 6.
Excuse me, Tom, I was watching Sam Young, at left tackle over here. Boy, did he have a nice block on that last play. Oof.
Wow.
Oof. Oof.
Penetration by Frazier. That time he almost took the handoff from Sharpley, didn't he?
Oh, man, he hit him like Joe Frazier. That's Nate Frazier. You imagine Nate Frazier, you said it earlier, only defensive lineman with a full sack, too, by the way. Just Will Yateman, number 84, was trying to trap block him, but didn't quite get there in time because of the speed of Nate Frazier. We've seen Navy play a lot over the years. I mean, you just don't find football players playing with more effort than you do from the guys with the academies.
By the way, that was a head-on collision between 2 lacrosse players, Frazier and Yateman. With an empty backfield, Sharpley across the middle. Carlson was wide open, but cannot get first down yardage. Stopped in his tracks by Middleton. Boy, Middleton, the freshman, is playing a great game, isn't he?
Absolutely. Made a couple of good stops. John Carlson is not necessarily an easy guy to pull down either. But boy, he was wide open, man.
4th and 3.
Had some help from Haber and one of the linebackers as well.
So 4th down for the Irish. And they're going to go for it. Sharpley remains on the field. 4th down and 3 for Notre Dame. And
penalty. Notre Dame called timeout.
Notre Dame called timeout just as the play clock was ticking down to 1 second. So timeout, Notre Dame facing a 4th down. There's Coach Weiss calling the time. Welcome back to Notre Dame Stadium, 7-7 game. The Irish with a 4th down and 3 from the 26-yard line of Navy. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers. Evan Sharpley with a sneak and a big seam up the middle for the first down to the 20-yard line.
Brady Quinn's now in Cleveland, but he used to run that pretty effectively, didn't he?
He did, and we haven't seen Sharpley do it much, but he did his best Brady imitation there, and it succeeded as he had a big seam right there up the middle.
Yeah, John Sullivan, the center, kind of clearing the way for him. Again, as we said, the offensive line outweighs the defensive line of Navy by 40 pounds. And you see a bunch of white jerseys 4 or 5 yards deep.
Or buried. First down, Irish at the Navy 21, 7-7 game. Yateman in motion. Sharpley fakes once, goes for the end zone. Paris can't get there, it's incomplete.
We haven't seen a lot of wide receivers from Notre Dame open downfield much this year. That time Paris was open. Ball just floated a little too much by Evan Sharpley. Because Robbie Paris was open for an easy touchdown. A little pump fake.
And time for the Prudential Retirement Red Zone stat.
Only 14 opportunities this year. They were really good inside the red zone, scoring touchdowns last year, but just have not knocked on the door much this year.
For more Prudential Retirement Red Zone stats, go to NBCSports.com/Red Zone. Sharpley's pass caught by Kamara. Got away from one man at the shoestrings and then tiptoes down the sideline and appears to have the first down. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds.
Anytime Navy backs off a corner on Kamara, they've thrown this pass. This is the third time he's caught that very same route.
Well, it was only 4 yards as they marked him out of bounds right there. So to bring up 3rd down and 6. Third down and 6. Evan Sharpley retreats to pass. Tosses it complete to Harris. And tackled short of the first down. Again, Navy making the sure tackle after the delivery. Ramvilla was the first man to hit Robbie Paris that time.
Good tackling game thus far for Navy. You don't see a lot of yards after the catch. Villa, one of their outside linebackers, they call it their striker position.
So another 4th down for the Irish, this time only 4th down and 2. Aldridge and Schwab in the I formation. That's Asaph Schwab, the fullback, picking up the first down. Only the 6th carry of the season for Schwab, tackled by Greg Thrasher.
Another big hole right. Look at John Sullivan do his thing, and then Mike Turkovich again controlling his men. Big hole for Schwab on 4th and 2 to easily pick up the first down. Nice game for John Sullivan. The offensive line has struggled some this year, but in rhythm today thus far.
1st and goal from the 8. Ball to Aldridge. Just inside the 5-yard line. Caught around the shoe tops, and Carter was not going to let him go.
Number 1, Blake Carter.
Blake Carter in, who's playing corner. We've talked about Wyatt Middleton, safety, who made some open field tackles. Middleton just missed him there, but his teammate, the sophomore Blake Carter, does his job. That corner position we talked before, so tough. You guard those fleet wide receivers, and you go out and have to make tackles up the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and goal. Aldridge hurls down to the 1-yard line. He did. Went full force into the Navy defensive line.
Tackled by Greg Thrasher.
Who got there first.
And Tony Haber.
Safety's going to work out for Navy, don't they?
They sure do. I mean, the defensive line just gets swallowed up by those big blue jerseys. So the safeties have to make the plays, and Middleton and Thrasher have thus far.
It's been a long Navy drive, Notre Dame drive, sorry.
That's okay, I expected it.
Just like Navy is what I was trying to say. Sharpley gives to Thomas, and Travis Thomas. A little reverse of the field and into the end zone.
Nice pirouette by Travis Thomas. He's kind of their goal line specialist. They just haven't been down by the goal line enough this year. Hard inside runner, but it's thwarted early. Spins once, spins twice. A determined run into the end zone for Travis Thomas, senior captain. One of those 5th-year seniors.
His 2nd touchdown of the season. As Walker now lines up for the extra point. And it is good. So Notre Dame with a Navy-esque drive. 12 plays to take the lead. 14-7 over the midshipmen thanks to Travis Thomas. Just one tick under 9 minutes left in the first half as Notre Dame has regained the lead on Navy, 14-7. Today's game brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Let's take a look now at the Sirius Satellite Radio scoring drive.
12 plays, pretty efficient.
Reggie Campbell.
Fourth down conversions.
Zervin Singleton are deep. Nate Whitaker to kick
Whitaker
off.
will kick off to either Campbell or Singleton.
Short kick.
Short, very short. Bounces at the feet of Singleton. He picks it up. And a decent return to the 36-yard line where Navy will put it in play. 8:54 left in the first half, and the midshipmen trailing by
Zervin Singleton
7.
on the return. Number 83.
Doesn't get much better than that. Notre Dame Stadium on an autumn afternoon, playing Navy for the 81st time and leading 14-7 as Paul Johnson and the midshipmen take over at the 37-yard line of Navy. Toss sweep to Singleton. Zervin Singleton stopped at the 40-yard line. As we check out some of the other scores in college football today. Our Notre Dame ticker. And Ohio State once behind Wisconsin, came back to win at the horseshoe. Kansas,
My goodness.
continuing to roll unbeaten. Look at the other scores. Maybe they started with a 14-yard complete pass on their first play of the game. Since then, they've run 22 straight running plays.
That's the formula for them. It works.
Here's the triple option and the toss to White. Shun White spurting ahead as a first down with David Bruton, who's in the game for the first time, tackling him and tried to strip the ball, but not until White had 10 yards.
Well, you know, it's fullback, fullback, fullback. That isn't there, so Keipel Noah just kind of dishes it out. Little point guard to Shun White. The track team in the offseason as well.
First down, Navy. The ball right at midfield, actually just inside it. Just into Notre Dame territory. Option. Beautiful toss, but dangerous to White. And he made something out of nothing, didn't he? Surrounded in the backfield after he got the dangerous toss and managed to get 12 yards.
Well, yeah, he made 12 yards out of nothing. And the first thing, you imagine trying to keep your eye on the ball when you know you have a chance of getting clobbered, which you do on every one of these pitches. And then just a good move. I think was that on Joe Brockington?
Yes,
yeah, it was on Brockington. And then 12 yards later, he moves his team down the field.
Kaheaku Inhata with a toss that threaded the needle between defenders, it appeared, and results in a 12-yard gain. Fullback, this is Ballard. Adam Ballard with the Navy carry for a couple of yards.
Paul Johnson, not only is the head coach, he is the offensive coordinator and a good play caller. I think he's one of 14 head coaches who are also
Doesn't have a cheat sheet either, does he?
No, you know, he talked to him yesterday. Didn't have a call sheet. He's thinking 2 or 3 plays ahead, and you know, he calls a really interesting game. Always kind of has you on your toes, but you get a fullback. Next thing you know, boom, they're on the perimeter of the defense with the big play.
Second down, toss, White. Shun White, another nice run, and another Navy first down. He's to the 25-yard line. Gain of 11.
Remarkable job Paul Johnson has done since he arrived. And we talk about notable head coaches calling plays. You have 2 of them today, Weiss and Johnson. Some pretty good names on that list. You know, Steve Spurrier and Jeff Tedford up in Cal, and Bill Callahan. June Jones has an undefeated Hawaii team. Frigian at Maryland. 14 in all.
Well, Coach Johnson came to Annapolis with some credentials. 4-time 1AA Coach of the Year and 2 national championships at Georgia Southern.
The same offense really since 1985.
Right. Here's a play action fake and a pass. Almost a one-handed stab made by Tyree Barnes. Kaheaku Inhata's pass just a little off target.
Has thrown 4 touchdown passes, but tell you, Zibikowski, number 9, did a good job. He was not fooled. Ordinarily in these option, attacks, you see receivers running wide open, but Tom Zibikowski right there where that ball was being thrown.
Well, they ran it 27 straight times before they went for the home run. Second down and 10. 27 runs sandwiched around 2 passes, only 2 in this first half. Triple option toss. Campbell. Reggie Campbell. down to the 18-yard line. Stays in bounds. And earlier we saw Notre Dame nose tackle Pat Coons to the sideline with an injury. What's the situation, Alex?
Well, Tom, Pat Coons has spent much of the first half in the locker room after it appeared he took a knee to the back. He had a hard time sitting down on the sideline and then was able to kind of jog off gingerly into the locker room. The trainer's not giving me an update on exactly what the injury is. They are telling me, though, that he will be back in this game. Meanwhile, freshman Ian Williams filling in and getting a little bit of experience, Tom.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job, too, Alex. 3rd down and 2 now for Navy. Triple option, keep by the quarterback, and a first down.
It seems like the closer they get down to the end zone, Kaipo Noa keeps the ball a little bit more. He was talking to us this week about really kind of taking care of the ball in that scoring zone, and as we mentioned, scored a touchdown in 8 straight games. Interesting guy. We had a nice conversation with him this week. Was really going to enlist in the Navy.
Right.
You know, he wanted to get off the island of Oahu, see the world, and next thing you know, he's got a scholarship at the academy.
His grandfather, the one that alerted him to maybe he could play football at Navy, and his grandfather had seen the world as a member of the United States Navy. Fullback Ballard, short gain.
Pretty tough to leave Oahu, by the way.
Nobody said he couldn't go back.
Yeah, that's true.
Kahea Kuinhata
Williams and Trevor Laws
has played some wide receiver as well, but has settled in now as the quarterback. 6 games, 100 yards rushing this season. Here's what his name means. Kaipo Noa, Untamed Waters. Precious one, and then final word is Kaheaku. The Nhata, the hyphen end of it, is Filipino.
See the eyes?
Yeah, Ballard.
Yeah, the eyes of Kaipo Noa. I mean, you're that quarterback, run that option, boy. You know, you got that mesh going with the fullback, but you're looking at all your reads. So a lot of good decisions being made by Kaipo Noa.
We asked him the funniest pronunciation of his name. He's what it gets called Kahuna Matata a lot.
Doing this. The fullback bobbled that one again. Again, didn't know he was going to get it or not. Just got to run through the mesh, as they say.
You got to be ready to clamp down on that ball too, and because the quarterback, if he's going to give it to you, you have to hold on. Otherwise, he's going to take it away from you. It is a delicate thing, believe it or not. Toss to White.
Great blocking.
White for the touchdown.
Great blocking downfield. Boy.
The Navy touchdown.
Shun White on the perimeter. You know, they lull you to sleep with that fullback. He chugging away, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, and then they get it out there to Shun White. I mentioned he participating on the track. Look at the block up top by Campbell. Number 66.
A nice cut up by White, using his blockers.
Really got those shoulders turned.
When it works, this option is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it really is fun to watch, actually. And that's the thing I like about college football. You have teams that throw it every down, like Hawaii. You got those spread offense, and like Florida and such. And Navy does it their way. Joe Brockington kind of coming off with Jim Russ, the trainer. Take it back, it's not Jim Russ, it's the assistant trainer.
Joey Bullen will
So after the 8-yard touchdown run by Shun White, Joey Bullen will attempt to tie the game. Their name was offside, it appeared, as they may need it because the conversion was no good, wide to the right. So another chance would be welcome if it was offside Notre Dame.
Well, 2 special teams miscues, right? They went for it in 4th and 15, a fake field goal.
Offside, defense.
And then offsides here.
Terrell Everett was offside, and that will give Navy another chance on the point after.
Paul Johnson was saying to us this week, the pressure's really on Notre Dame, not us. He said, we've lost 43 straight. It's on those guys.
Bullen had not missed a point after touchdown this season. He was 20 for 20 coming in, made the first one, 21 of 21. Gets another chance here.
Mulligan.
And this one splits the uprights. So given a second chance, Joey Bullen connects on the extra point. And we're tied at 14 with just over 4 minutes left in the opening half. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, Alex Flanagan. Notre Dame Stadium on a beautiful autumn afternoon, early November. 14-14 game as the midshipmen trying to break that NCAA record 43-game losing streak behind their option quarterback.
Starts with good coverage on a kickoff. They've given up 2 good returns already to the Irish.
Bullen, short kick.
It's really short.
Golden Tate, the speedster, with a cutback, fumbles the football.
Ball was fumbled.
Maybe celebrating over there on the sideline. Did they get it? So conflicting signals from the players. The only one that matters says Notre Dame's ball. The officials sort it out and say Irish retain possession.
Golden Tate gets stripped. It must have been Golden Tate who recovered it, right? Because he's the only blue jersey among the 5 white jerseys. So Golden Tate made the error, but made up for by digging it out of the crowd.
So Notre Dame averts disaster, recovering the fumble. And we'll take a break and be back in a moment. One tick less than 4 minutes left in the first half. Notre Dame football brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. 45-yard line.
See the big cushion there?
First down Irish.
We saw it too.
Yep, Grimes. Didn't matter.
Good tackle by Kevin Edwards.
Kevin Edwards, the freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, got the first start of his career today.
Yeah, Buddy Green was saying, you know, we just run out of bodies. And, you know, this is a terrific play by Kevin Edwards. And maybe he's even baiting him into it with that big cushion. He was off him 10 yards and then just sprinted up. Good, solid tackle by Edwards.
So now second down and 11. Play action fake. Sharpley rolls to his right, delivers a short completion.
Sharpley's pass complete.
And don't forget that Notre Dame Saturday kicks off a half hour before every game with the Vonage Notre Dame Countdown to Kickoff with hosts Paula Ferris and John Walters, and today's guests including the Golden Boy, Paul Hornung. Also here from both coaches. See the highlights of the Notre Dame Friday Night Pep Rally for the full Notre Dame football experience. Be sure not to miss the Vonage Notre Dame Countdown to Kickoff at NBCSports.com.
You know, Tom, important third down for the Irish now, 3rd and 5. Remember, Navy's going to get the ball in that second half, so they need to convert here and not give them a chance of scoring before halftime, too.
Sharpley's pass is caught. John Carlson
Sharpley's pass complete.
Hangs on and gets the Irish first down.
When you need 5 yards, John Carlson is always a good option. Just a big target over the middle. Tough to bring down after tackle.
He's had a couple of catches today.
28 on the year for John. Really kind of a quiet year for Carlson, don't you think?
Yeah.
Irish have 2 timeouts.
Handoff to Allen.
Armando Allen.
Stuffed at the line by the Navy defense. As you look at that yellow line, our first down line brought to you by Xerox.
8 of 4.
The Irish have run the ball better than they have all year. 73 yards rushing on the day thus far. Only average, 34 coming in. That includes sacks.
Second down and 6 here. Play action fake, Sharpley rolling, being chased, hit as he releases. Screen pass complete to Allen. Allen got away from one man, dodged another, has the first down as he's punched out of bounds after a first down run of 11 yards.
He is quick, Armando Allen. Just has not quite gotten into the open field.
Sharpley, too, able to get rid of it on target just as he was being taken down.
Yeah, the defender ran right around Sam Young, the left tackle.
Allen made a couple of nice moves to make sure he had first down yardage.
10 Irish inside the 29.
Well, you know, this looked like it was going to go for a big gain.
First down, 28-yard line of Navy. Clock shows 1:29. halftime. Sharpley's pass off target.
Sharpley's pass
George
incomplete.
West was between defenders with a little seam there, but Sharpley couldn't thread it in. Sharpley had hit 6 in a row before that miss. Stay with us at halftime for the Toyota Halftime Show. Jimmy Roberts, Peter King in New York. They'll have scores and highlights. All the latest news from the NFL, including a look ahead to the big game in Indianapolis tomorrow. Colts and Patriots coming up on the Toyota Halftime Show.
Well, Charlie Weiss is interested in watching that game tomorrow, too, as he told us this week. His old team, the Patriots.
Yep. Second down and 10. Play action fake, and Evan Sharpley scrambling free now with some room to run. With a little tap dance inside the 20-yard line before he's tackled by Heber and Edwards.
It looked like he got the first, didn't it?
11 yards.
Yeah. Got
First
the
down.
first down. As you'll see, though, there's no really inside pressure on Evan Sharpley. I mean, he could be playing in a top hat and tails.
Well, he might like to play in a top hat and tails.
Well, he's quite the dresser, isn't he, on the team? He's got all kinds of shoes.
He had the black and blue on today. He had black shirt with a black and blue tie, black pants, and blue pinstripe shoes.
He's got red shoes, pink shoes.
Shoes are his trademark.
Yeah.
First down. Again, Sharpley with all day, but nobody open. Scrambles and does finally go down. 43, 42, 41, and ticking.
Well, Charlie Weiss was talking to us about Evan Sharpley. He says, you know, he just has this quiet confidence about him. A very calm guy as we talk to him from week to week.
And Notre Dame will stop the clock with 32 seconds left in the first half. We'll be back to see if the Irish can convert before intermission in just a moment. 32 seconds left in the first half of a tie game. The Irish with a 2nd and 5 at the 13-yard line of Navy. Randall Allen is the tailback, the only man in the backfield for Sharpley. Navy looks like they're showing a blitz here, but they back out of it. Well, one of the men came, and it results in a sack of Evan Sharpley. His ball nearly came loose.
How about the only the 6th sack of the year for Navy.
That was Andy Lark.
Backup nose
For
tackle.
the loss of 7.
So a determined rush by Lark. Also Michael Walsh in there
Walsh.
as well.
Walsh, I think, they showed blitz, then backed out of it, then came again. And a timeout taken with 18 seconds left in the half. Midshipman happy with a 14-14 game just before halftime. Notre Dame has used its final timeout. 3rd down and 12 from the Navy 20. Sharpley's pass. Caught for the touchdown. Kamara.
Sharpley to the ball. Kamara for the Notre Dame touchdown.
Duval Kamara, the freshman wide receiver from Hoboken, New Jersey, with his 2nd career touchdown reception.
One of those emerging players for the Irish that Charlie Weiss is so optimistic about. Says all arrows pointing up for guys like Kamara.
Brandon Walker will attempt the point after.
21-yard reception for the freshman from Evan Sharpley. And Walker's extra point attempt is good. And with 12 seconds left in the first half, Notre Dame has taken a 21-14 lead.
Duval Kamara, a Jersey guy like Charlie Weiss. Maybe he doesn't like Springsteen, but Charlie doesn't care about that. He just cares about him getting in the end zone.
He likes this.
Yeah, he sure does.
A Notre Dame scoring drive, 59 yards in 10 plays. Evan
He
Sharpley
did a good job of gathering that ball in and then making a defender miss. Really kind of all in the same move.
So Sharpley, after being sacked on the preceding play, is able to come up with the touchdown pass. And Notre Dame has the lead with just seconds remaining in the first half.
But Evan Sharpley's been accurate, 12 of 17. Not a lot of yards, 85, but did throw the touchdown pass there to give his team a 7-point lead. And Paul Johnson, one of his defenders' face. That's Blake Carter. talked to the ops how it's been a dismal year offensively for the Irish, but a good first half thus far. And that really has been their nemesis. You know, they've been falling so far behind in the first half. They're playing catch up the entire game.
Whitaker's kickoff. Taken by Singleton. Zerben Singleton holds on to the ball, crossing the 30 to the 32. 5 seconds on the clock. Kyle McCarthy, the special teams tackle for Notre Dame.
And Kyle McCarthy.
Well, you know, really unserved, right? As you said to me a moment ago, each team being really efficient with their possessions. Maybe we'll get the ball to open the third quarter and try to tie it up, because they've been awfully tough to stop. Two very, very long drive. One 19-play drive, one 11-play drive in the first half.
Just a handoff to the fullback Katani. And with no flags, that'll bring the first half to a close, as Notre Dame leads at halftime for the first time this season. The Irish up 21-14, scoring that touchdown with just seconds left in the first half. Let's go to Alex.
Coach, you knew that you would be able to score on this team coming in. Are you surprised by how much you've been able to score, or is this what you expected?
No, we knew this was the type of game where there were going to be very few possessions in the game, and you had to make the most of each possession.
What do you assess your defense's play against the option so far?
We've taken away the fullback, but you know they've gotten to the edge too many times for some big chunks. We're going to have to address that here at halftime.
All right, Charlie, thank you.
All right, so halftime at Notre Dame Stadium, the Irish up 21-14. Jimmy Roberts and Peter King just ahead in our New York studio. Halftime performance of the Notre Dame Band at NBCSports.com. But now it's time for the Toyota Halftime Show. Let's go to Jimmy Roberts.
Just tell me at first, what were some of the big changes that you're trying to make at the half?
Well, we're just trying to play sound. I think we're moving the ball on offense. It was kind of funny. We had the ball 3 times, so we lost the fumble and scored twice. We just got to keep the pressure on them. If we can come out and score this possession, keep matching the pressures on them. And we made a dumb play at the end of half to give them 7 points, but it's over with. We just got to score right here, and we're new game.
Thanks, Coach.
And a pretty good summation there by Coach Johnson. And Charlie Weiss and the Irish with the 21-14 lead. Time for our Sirius Satellite Radio first half stats.
Remember, said how balanced the Irish were: 85 rushing, 85 passing. And tell you though, Navy, they do what they do. They had 158 yards rushing, you know, and they lead the nation 343 yards a game. So you're going to see a lot more of it this half.
And of course, the story of number 33 right there, Robert Hughes, the freshman running back who scored Notre Dame's first touchdown. His older brother tragically shot to death in Chicago earlier this week. He played today saying that he thought his brother would want him to. The funeral was yesterday, and over half his teammates were able to attend the funeral, the services. Others had academic commitments they could not go, but when he scored the touchdown, almost every member of the team on that sideline went over and patted him on the head. So here's the kickoff to start the second half as Whitaker boots it toward Zerben Singleton, and Singleton behind the wedge. Tough to bring down. They'll 10 guys pile on him and finally do get him down. And Navy will start.
White on the return.
And we talk about spreading the ball around. Usually it's in the passing game.
Yeah, well, Navy does it in the running game. There was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different guys with yardage. And again, none of those guys know when they break the huddle they're going to get it that particular play. And so everybody's heads up. It makes them so difficult to defend. And, you know, it's an efficient an offense as you're going to see. You know, they squeeze everything they can out of every play and out of the talent that Paul Johnson has disposable to him.
So they take over at their own 34-yard line. And the option with the fullback, Katani, getting the handoff and getting about 7 yards.
The last 2 possessions by the midshipmen have been really just awesome. You talk about efficient. They've just been chunking away, but 19 plays and then 11 plays. One was over 8 minutes. One was just under 5. So, and then the important thing is they got in the end zone, Tom, right? It's one thing you have to control the clock, but they got the ball in the end zone.
Ball control doesn't work if you don't score touchdowns. Again, the fullback, Katani, has a first down for Navy across the 45-yard line.
Talk about, we said earlier, Paul Johnson serves as the offensive coordinator as well. Remember, Charlie was saying to Alex when he went in at halftime, hey, you know, we've stopped the fullback, but the perimeter plays have hurt us. Well, right now, the fullback's got it going for Navy right now.
Yeah, so whatever adjustment they made, maybe to do more defend the perimeter.
Yep.
So now it's been the fullback getting 2 straight carries as Kaipo Noa reads the defense. Toss sweep to White. Sean White trapped. Only get a yard out of that one. Kyle McCarthy came up from the safety spot. Trevor Laws was pursuing down the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Kyle McCarthy got the start today in the place of David Bruton, you mentioned. Junior out of Youngstown, Ohio. Good play there by Darren Walsh, too. They really kind of disrupted the rhythm. Look how big old number 98, Trevor Laws, out there, too, Tom. Just another hustle play by Trevor. He's had a lot of those in his career.
Second down and 8. Option, toss.
Boy.
And a nice catch by Campbell. Then he's driven back by Zbikowski.
Well, when you play against the option, your safeties better play well. They call it running the alleys, and Tom Zbikowski did a great job of not only being in the alley, but making the stop. Watch him right in here. Kind of wards off a low block. Boy, a good catch on pitch by Reggie Campbell. One-handed stab.
Yeah, secured it. Zbikowski's 7th tackle of the game. And you figure, as you said, the safeties would get a workout. There are the leading tacklers, Brockington in double figures. Triple option, keep.
Oh, boy.
Kaipo Noa makes a move and is just taken down at the 35-yard line. Ankle tackle that prevents further damage by Zbikowski. 11 yards.
Yeah, Kaipo Noa just reading this thing perfectly. Really runs the operation well. It looked like just for a moment a fullback was going to get it, and he took it away from him on the mesh. Saw a big hole, seized it for the first down. Boy, really good decision making by Kaipo Noa.
Kaipo Noa, Kaheaku and Hata.
That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Thank you.
And the whistles will stop the play. Although I don't see any flags.
I haven't seen a signal either yet. What was that?
I have no idea.
Yeah. What was that? I'll tell you, when you play against Navy, though, boy, and you're a defense, you're in for a long day. You're going to be on the field, on the field a long time. They don't punt. We haven't seen a punt yet in this game.
See the time of possession, fairly even. 2-minute advantage for Navy. That's probably going to go up on this drive as Katani is wrestled to the turf.
Speaking about punters, Tom, you know, we watched both punters warm up before the game. Why, I do not know. You know, Notre Dame has not punted since 2004 against Navy, and as we said, Navy only had 9 punts the entire year. There's Navy's punter, Dedito.
Second down, 7. Triple option. Keep, or I mean a give to the fullback, Katani.
You're a good Jeopardy player, right? Jeopardy, Katani.
This, I smell a trap coming.
You know what? Katani was telling me how he loves to play Jeopardy. But watch the eyes of Kaipo Noa. Kaipo Noa, excuse me, Kaipo Noa. But why, you know, he's got great vision. Just seeing it, reading it, and then dealing it. You know, just making all the right decisions.
Third down and 4. Triple option. Toss. White. And defended by Notre Dame to prevent the first down, but as you said, within a yard, and this is familiar territory for Navy. They consider it 4-down territory all over the field when they have a 4th and short.
Well, Notre Dame playing the 34 defense this week because they wanted more players in 2-point stands to be able to make plays against the option on the perimeter.
It's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down. They've converted their only other 4th down this game. 4th down and 2. Now resetting into a wishbone look. And timeout as Kehaku Nhata steps up and signals for the timeout with the play clock running down. So 4th down, maybe trying to draw him offside. Didn't work. Timeout, Navy. 21-14, opening series of the 3rd quarter. Paul Johnson electing to go for it. 4th down and 2 at the Irish 28-yard line. Triple option, keep. Kaipo Noa looks like he has enough for the first down. It's going to be close. Maybe the spot looks to be right in the center of that yellow line, does it not?
You know that yellow line's not on the field, don't you, Tom?
Thank you.
It is right smack in the middle of it. And take it back. Now it's on the edge. Looked like he got a pretty good spot, though.
I thought so, too.
But, you know, clever little run by Kaipo Noa.
Boy, it looked like he had given it to the fullback and almost wrestled it away from him. And it is first down. First down, Navy, as they convert their second 4th down of the game.
Well, that's what I think it's the 24th time they've gone for it this year on 4th down. He was going to give the fullback, then he decided not to. And you saw a 194-pound quarterback bowl his way for the extra 3 inches to get the first down.
So the Navy drive continues from the Notre Dame 26-yard line. Triple option. Pitch. White. Another nice run by Sean White. When he gets on that corner, he is tough to bring down. He's shown us some nice moves today. The junior from Memphis, Tennessee. 11 yards.
English major and just really picked up a real good block by, I think it was Reggie Campbell. They got to rotate their 3 wingbacks in. You know, you go from left side to right side to out. It looks like he's out there.
From the 15-yard line, fullback Katani.
These drives that they have been, well, they're like well-planned weddings. Everything just goes right, doesn't it? Do you see the Kansas score, by the way? There it is. They actually had 76 points in 3 quarters, but shut out in the 4th quarter.
Oklahoma State leading Texas. That's a surprise. And the
Bruins down again.
Losing. 2nd down and 4 for Navy. Toss to Campbell. Makes a nice cut up, didn't he?
Yeah.
And to the 5-yard line.
How about Anthony Gaskins, number 72, the left guard, right in the middle of your screen, really leading the way, just hustling, trying to get to the perimeter. Anthony Gaskins, we had a nice conversation with him this week. But watch number 72, left guard, hustle out here and make a play. Kind of clear the way for his running back right there, kind of kicked out on Brockington. Anthony Gaskins, a drag racing fan since he was 3 years old, as he told us.
3. Well, he has a drag racing car. He's gone 160 miles an hour in it.
He's got a license as a high school graduation gift. His grandparents gave him lessons at Frank Hawley's drag racing camp in Florida. And he loves it.
3rd down and a yard. Looked like a bit of a mix-up. Kaipo Noa keeps it following Katani.
He's very careful with the ball down here.
Looked like he wanted to give it to Katani and sort of ran into him and then just followed him into the hole and picked up the first down.
How would you like to be a linebacker saying, hey, that fullback's got to have it there? I mean, you just can't tell. It's really tough to read him.
Midshipman with a 1st and goal. Ball's just inside the 5-yard line of Notre Dame.
Gaskin getting into that drag racing thing and just outside of high school.
14th play of the drive. Fullback Katani stopped
Boy.
At the 1-yard line.
Man, did he take a couple of shots? Remember, Katani said, hey, I was a high school tailback, had to really get used to getting the three-point stance and then just burrowing his way. He took 2 or 3 shots. Almost fumbled it there. But
they tried to strip the ball.
Tried to strip. See 2 hands on the ball.
Went to Lake Catholic High School, state champion his freshman year. He was the Cleveland area defensive player of the year, and a lot of Notre Dame fans at his high school.
Yeah.
Here he is hoping to break the long losing streak by Navy to Notre Dame. Katani, close, but
yes,
touchdown.
Yes. Well, he's the great Jeopardy player we were talking about just a moment ago. Just an interesting guy all the way around. A lot of these Navy midshipmen are. We had a chance to talk to him, and what a drive. You know, Coach Weiss talked about taking away the pitch, the perimeter plays. They've done some of that, but boy, Katani on that drive was really good.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this offense.
Yeah.
You can make whatever adjustment you want, but you're going to read it. However it plays out is the way you react. Oh, missed extra point. His extra point bounces off the upright. Joey Bullen has missed. You remember he missed one earlier, but Notre Dame was offside. Given a second chance, he made it, and now he misses for the first chance this season. Will this be the difference in losing streak being stopped or not? Wow, this is big. Beautiful aerial view there of the golf course on the Notre Dame campus. The lush green and the trees finally changing color here in early November.
Good time to have a tea time. There's nobody out there.
Aerial coverage for today's game brought to you by Goodyear. Get there on Silent Armor technology with the strength of Kevlar for toughness and a comfortable ride. Joey Bullen, who just missed that extra point, is ready to kick off. Allen and Tate deep for Notre Dame. Allen from the 5-yard line.
Oh boy.
Nice wedge. Somehow penetration there by Vila to make the special teams tackle for Navy. Well, Navy sees this as a great opportunity. The last time they defeated Notre Dame, 1963, Roger Staubach's Heisman Trophy season. He connected twice with Pat Donnelly for touchdowns. First an 8-yard pass, and later the touchdown from Donnelly came on the pitch from Staubach, two-handed no less. Yeah. Since that 35-14 victory, Navy has lost 43 straight games against the Irish, an NCAA record for consecutive losses against one opponent. James Aldridge with the carry.
I think Roger would like to see that ended today.
Wow. It is the longest NCAA winning streaks in history. Nebraska over Kansas 36 times. Kansas took it out on them today, didn't they?
Scored 76. But, you know, I think there's great respect anytime you play the Naval Academy. Every opponent, I was watching all these tapes this past week getting ready for the game, and just great sportsmanship by the opposing teams because they respect them so much.
Aldridge again stopped a couple of yards short of the first down by Blake Carter. And Charlie Weiss talked about his respect for the academies.
You know, probably the easiest parts of those players' days for Navy and Air Force is football practice. I mean, that's probably the easiest part of their day. Whereas in most places, that's the toughest part of the day. That's probably the easiest part of their day. And I think that it's important for our team to be respectful of the academies, not only for their football team, but for what they stand for.
Third down here for the Irish. Aldridge nearly fumbled the pitch. Lowers his head, though, and rams ahead for a first down, tackled by Heber. Well, I'm often asked, well, why does Notre Dame play Navy every year? It goes back to World War II. Notre Dame was an all-male school then, and so many of their students were going into the service that there was the threat that Notre Dame, the university, might have to shut down. Meanwhile, over in Annapolis, the Naval Academy couldn't turn out enough officers to fill their quota, so they moved their operation to the South Bend campus, keeping Notre Dame open and starting the tradition. In gratitude, Notre Dame said, we will play you in football every year, and here we are, the 81st meeting between these two institutions. Aldridge with a 4-yard gain, second down and 6. Ball resting squarely on the midfield stripe. Which one of these teams will crack? The missed extra point could loom largely before the game is over. Delayed handoff to Aldridge. Maybe 3 yards.
You know, both these institutions really proud of their graduation rates as well. Naval Academy, 95% graduation rate. Notre Dame, 93. It's pretty amazing. Think about what those Navy guys have to do all day long. And there's no Mickey Mouse majors. And a lot of the guys are engineering majors. And, you know, Zurban Singleton, we said, is an aerospace engineering major.
From the I formation, Aldridge, the tailback, gets the handoff, makes a cutback, cuts up the middle, burst of speed, and he is down to the 32-yard line where he's chased down by Blake Carter after a 14-yard jaunt. A nice block from fullback Schwab.
Yeah, well, kind of a lumbering James Aldridge, kind of getting him going. I'll tell you, Mike Turkovich, number 77, the left guard, has really played well. He was the one that threw that key block. He's had about 4 or 5 of those Turkovich has. That was easy to run behind number 77 because there weren't any white jerseys there.
34-yard line, first down, Notre Dame. Aldridge churning ahead. That's a gain of 8. Wyatt Middleton, the tackle. Let's go to Alex.
Hey Tom, Navy. Paul Johnson told me that his team is a third of the way towards where they want to be on defense. He said that if they can get 2 more stops in this game, they can win this game. And now, historically or statistically over the season, every time they've had 3 or more stops, they've won 4 games, only lost 1 game. They've had 1 stop in the first half of this game, looking for 2 more in this second half. Tom.
Hard to come by, though, especially for a defense that's been so riddled with injury. Aldridge has been the workhorse. Ran into his own man, bounced off, and then will be taken down for a loss of a yard by Jonathan Alvarado.
And if you're Charlie Weiss, too, you figure, hey, I can't give the ball back to them either. It's not, you know, right. I've got to get the ball in the end zone because Navy's been so efficient. So he's facing 3rd and 4, and he's thinking, hey, maybe I have 2 downs to pick up 4 yards.
Well, he's been pounding away. 8 plays on this drive, all of them runs by Aldridge.
3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4 here.
We've gone almost the entire 3rd quarter without a pass.
Maybe showed a blitz there, and Allen in at the tailback spot takes advantage of the vacated spot. Wimsatt finally changed them down, but it's a Notre Dame first down.
Another big hole, this time on the right side. Good cut by Armando Allen. Got up into the hole.
And today's first down line brought to you by Xerox.
There's been a lot of first downs had by both teams. A lot of long drives. Navy's had 3 of them. This is the Irish, at least their 2nd long drive.
First down play. It's Allen. Nice tackle made that time by Villa.
Yeah, Villa got up off the ground. You know, Ram Villa, great name, by the way, for a football player. Ram Villa playing that striker linebacker position. He was knocked on the ground, got up, made the play. As we said, you know, there's just 100% maximum effort from midship. Every game I've seen them play.
Well, you would expect nothing less from the academies.
You're right. You're right.
And we've seen it. We even saw it last year with an outmanned Army team, and yet scratching and fighting and clawing and doing whatever they could. 2nd down. Sharpley, first pass of the second half. Floats it for Paris, who can't catch it.
Good coverage by Darius Terry. Darius Terry was not fooled whatsoever. Yeah, he's really basically their 5th corner, but because of injuries, he's playing now. Height advantage. He's only 5'7". Robbie Paris goes 6'3", so but he did a great job of getting in position.
He did.
Yeah.
Had position on it, and it brings up a 3rd down play. 3rd and 10. Notre Dame at the Navy 23. Sharpley with protection, throws it dangerously into traffic. Intended for Camara.
I think that ball may have been tipped. So
Blake Carter was defending.
Yeah.
Let's see.
A good protection once again for Sharpley. Looking left, locked in on him all the way. Yeah, the ball was tipped, so it's not pass interference. Yeah. Good play by Irv Spencer.
Shipman enjoy that, huh? Forces a field goal attempt for Notre Dame. A 40-yard attempt by Walker.
They put in one of their 6'8" defenders right there. That guy's 6'8". He's just coming in to try to block this thing.
Walker's kick on its way, and that was ugly. Wide to the right, and there's a stop. Coach Johnson said he needed 2 more. There's 1 as the midshipmen take over on downs. You're watching Notre Dame football presented by Sirius Satellite Radio. January 5th, that high school all-star game. Jimmy Clausen played in it last year. 21 of the current Irish players. Allen played there. Tom Zbikowski did back in his high school senior year after his high school career was over. And Reggie Bush, Vince Young, Brady Quinn, you can go on and on about the U.S. Army Bowl alums.
You know, and for the first time, really, a lot of these high school stars, they're really playing against competition as good as they are. So it's a real measuring stick for these young guys.
All right, Navy takes over on downs, and they give it right away to Ballard. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage, which might wipe out a 15-yard run by Adam Ballard.
Just when your defense comes up with a stop.
Holding call against Navy, a rare penalty, wipes out a 15-yard jaunt by fullback Adam Ballard.
You know, they don't get many holding calls because they cut block so much. You know, they're not out there trying to dominate guys in front of them.
Holding offense, number 66, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
Paul Bridgers called for the hold, and now this is what Navy can't afford because it's hard for them to make up big chunks of yardage, you know, recover from a large penalty.
Well, again, you know, you need to absolutely be patient. No sense trying to chuck it down the field. That's not what you want to do. Try to get 8 yards on first down, make it a manageable 2nd and 10.
So we'll see if they can overcome it with a first down and 18. There is a pass. And a nice evading of the initial tackler by Tyree Barnes. And it'll bring the third quarter to a close. Darren Walls made the hit on Barnes as the third quarter ends with Notre Dame up 21-20. We'll be back to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local NBC station. You're watching Notre Dame football presented by Sirius Satellite Radio. The fourth quarter about to unfold at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame has beaten Navy 43 straight times, and as we start the fourth, it's a 1-point game. Second down and 15 for Navy from their own 18-yard line. Play action fake. Kaipo Noah's going deep as he winds up and heads it toward Barnes. Hand fighting and an interference called as
it could go either way, to be perfectly honest.
It could be, it's Darren Walls defending. It could be against Barnes or Walls. As I said, they were hand fighting each other.
Well, Barnes was applauding, so he may have heard something, but it could have gone either way. You know, those underthrown deep balls, they're going to call it against Notre Dame. Underthrown deep balls are ripe with pass interference calls.
Pass interference, defense, number 2, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Big penalty against the Irish.
That gets them the penalty yardage back and gives them a first down.
Yeah, gets them out of trouble. Just not there kind of down in distance.
You know, I do believe Walls made first contact with the ball in the air.
Yeah, but he's got his head turned, right?
Not sure he did when contact was made.
I respectfully disagree.
Okay.
See you after the game.
33-yard line now, first down Navy. Fullback, it's Ballard. Tackled by Maurice Crum.
Tackled by Maurice Crum, a guy who, you know, Charlie Weiss was saying that the losses have hurt him as much as they've hurt me. He
takes it personally.
Yeah, takes it personally. He's not afraid to say it's my fault. We would have played better. We would have won this week. Just really an accountable, responsible guy.
And a real leader, always encouraging, always consoling his teammates. Fullback again, Ballard. And here's what Charlie Weis said about Maurice Crum and how he does take it personally.
Well, Crum has been our leader. You know, he's gone from that quiet, introverted kid to a more vocal player. He thinks that he could have either made him another play on defense or done a better job of, you know, getting somebody else in position to make a play. He takes everything personally.
So Crum and the Irish defense trying to hold Navy on 3rd and 5. Fake the toss. Kaipo Noa's got a man wide open, and it's caught by Ballard. The fullback, Adam Ballard, has a Navy first down. Big conversion by the midshipman for 15 yards before Crum chases him down.
How about the play calling by Paul Johnson, head coach and offensive coordinator? You're going to see Ballard right there just come right out here in the flat. And, you know, who would ever think he's going to catch a ball? He's going to run it so much and so often, and he is wide open. And a nice throw by Kaipo Noa.
That's the 4th reception of the season by Adam Ballard, a big one. Toss sweep, Reggie Campbell.
Great block by Zerben Singleton, the other slot back. If you see one slot back pick up, you know, 8, 9, 10 yards, it's usually the other slot back. That time, Zerben Singleton, number 28. Watch him on the top up here. Get his helmet. Just, you don't have to knock people down. Just get in their way.
Not only do the midshipmen show that great downfield blocking, as you've mentioned several times, but the backs seem to use it so well.
Yeah, good vision.
Triple option. Fullback, Ballard.
I'll tell you, is Zerben Singleton, though, a good story? I mean, you know, Paul Johnson talking to us about him this week.
He was in Alaska with his mother, who was in the military, and she had some drug problems and was incarcerated. Well, she got out of prison and then was involved in drugs again. And with Zerben watching, a bounty hunter took a shot at her. Luckily for both of them, it went through her blouse and didn't strike her, but she had to go back to prison. Zerben was sent to Georgia to live with his relatives, his cousins actually, as the fullback is stopped for a yard, Ballard. And meantime, Singleton had established a relationship finally with his father as a senior in high school. And shortly after establishing this relationship, his father committed suicide. So he's in Georgia. He becomes valedictorian, senior class president, National Honor Society president of his high school. He is planning to come to Navy, but is involved in a automobile accident, hit by a drunken driver, breaks his collarbone, so he can't go through the plebe week activities and so on when you first go to the Naval Academy. So he went to Georgia Tech. There's the fullback again. Ballard's getting a workout and not much to show for it. Ian Williams stopped him then. And so he goes to Georgia Tech and actually walks on to the football team at Georgia Tech. Doesn't play, I believe that's correct.
That's right,
and
did
then,
not play. And
then the next year does transfer to Navy. And here he is with a chance to be the head of the Brigade of Midshipmen. I mean, he is absolutely a top student, a 3.14 GPA in aerospace engineering, wants to be an astronaut.
Incredible story.
Took a while to tell, but it's worth it.
It's like one of their drives, that story. It's long. but you're right, absolutely worth it. And Paul Johnson was saying, you know, if everybody played as hard as he did, we wouldn't have any problems. A critical 4th down for the midshipmen. And, you know, every challenge thrown in Zerben Singleton's way, just to overcome them all. We're going to try a field goal.
So on 4th down, it's going to be a field goal attempt, it would appear.
This would be a career long for Joey Bullen.
47 yards. Joey Bullen, who missed an extra point earlier. Bullen sends it on its way, but it will be wide to the left and no good. So the 47-yard attempt goes awry, and the score remains. Notre Dame 21, Navy 20, just 10.5 minutes left. Irish take over after the missed field goal. They'll put it in play from their own 29-yard line, only their 2nd possession of this half.
That's incredible.
Play action fake, and Evan Sharpley, who's gone all the way, has it batted down at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. It was Michael Walsh that knocked it down. Alex?
Hey, Tom, Navy's defensive unit, actually the entire unit, positively fired up while they were on the sidelines. We've talked about how depleted they've been by injury, and coming into this game, Paul Johnson and defensive coordinator Buddy Green said that they were really lacking in confidence as a unit. Holding Notre Dame and keeping them from scoring really seemed to have given them a lot of confidence on the sideline. We'll see if they can build on it now and get that all-important third stop that Paul Johnson has talked about.
All right, Alex. The second down play. Sharpley loses the football. Picked up by Navy. And it's going to be a touchdown. Chris Kuhar-Pitters picks it up and rambles into the end zone to put Navy on top. Buddy Green and the defense got a stop and then some.
Wow. Wow. Was it Fraser and Lark who first hit him, and then Kuhar-Pitters picked it up? But man, oh man, this is a team that's not been able to rush the pass twice today. They've done that. Gotten to Evan Sharpley.
Chris Kuhar-Pitters, the senior from Spokane, Washington, gathers it in, scoop and score from 16 yards.
And they'll go for two. They are 2 for 2 this year on two-point play attempts. But what an incredibly big defensive play. Just as Alex Flanagan was telling how fired up the defense was, they're even more fired up now. And there's Fraser right in his face.
And they're reviewing this play.
And that ball's out.
Ball's out without
ball
question.
Well, he didn't go down. No,
nope. Got a hand down.
Yeah,
and
Kuhar-Pitters, that's a touch.
Scoop and score.
Frazier's been tough inside today.
It was Walsh that knocked it free.
Paul Johnson's talked to us about Walsh, saying really the guy who's played the best in the defensive line for us.
Video confirms the call on the field. Fumble, recovery, touchdown.
Could it be?
And the midshipmen down at that end of the field are sensing maybe an end to the long drought. 43 straight losses to Notre Dame. There have been a lot of close calls.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is a very, very significant two-point play call by Paul Johnson. As you said, 2 for 2 on the year thus far.
Two-point conversion attempt. Triple option. Kaipo Noah trying to sneak in, got the two-point conversion.
Boy, Tom, he's only 190 pounds. It looks like he got stuffed, but he just kept going and burrowing.
Burrowed under, didn't he?
Kaipo Noah made all the right decisions. Good block by Ben Gabbard, number 74, too, right?
Absolutely.
There's his happy teammate who just scored the touchdown.
10:24 remaining, and Navy up 28-21. Back at Notre Dame, where Navy has recovered a fumble and taken it in for a touchdown, two-point conversion.
Watch the block there by number 74. Right there, that kind of clears the way. At 74 is Gabbard, Ben Gabbard. And then Kaipo Noah just kind of gets underneath a couple of blue jerseys and gets the ball across the plane of the goal line for the 2 points.
Bullen's kick to Tate or Allen is taken by Armando Allen. Sidelines short of the 25-yard line, and the Navy sideline is fired up. And of course, we said Notre Dame needed to grow up to show some progress. Well, here's a chance. They trail by 7. Well, I saw the sergeant drew a hearty groan on that one, and I noticed you didn't get it.
No, I didn't. How about Notre Dame has not completed a pass in the second half?
Handoff to Aldridge.
James Aldridge.
Aldridge about 3 yards.
Blake Carter on the tackle.
This is the third possession of the second half for Notre Dame.
And each team has had a lot of long possessions. They've just kind of hogged the ball out, grind out a lot of first downs.
First half, in 4 possessions, they had 3 touchdowns. In the previous 2 here, No touchdowns, and the turnover that resulted in a Navy touchdown. Aldridge cuts up, yard and a half short of the first down, tackled by Blake Carter.
Well, Blake Carter's had a nice game for the midshipman. Number one, the corner there. As a kid, he was babysitter was a guy named Terrence Anderson. We saw Terrence Anderson. He was an All-American center at Navy a few years ago, but babysat Blake Carter. And boy, he has really tackled particularly well today.
Third down for the Irish. Third down and 2. Aldridge got the first down, crossed the 35-yard line, didn't get it by too much to spare, but got it to keep the drive going as Evan Sharpley comes over for the play call.
You know,
Sharpley's gone all the way at quarterback.
Excuse me, Tom. I think if you're Charlie Weiss, you're saying, hey, this may be the last time I possess the ball. So you've got 9 minutes. You've got to get the ball in the end zone. So I think everything is 4 downs if you need it.
Once you give it up to Navy, you can't count on getting it back. The late handoff, Aldridge hit at the line of scrimmage. Kuhar Pitters, who scored the touchdown, makes the stop for Navy. Alex?
Hey, Tom, just following up on what you and Pat are saying, Paul Johnson knows all too well that they just need to get the ball back. He came over and just told his offense, hey, you guys, no matter what happens right now, get ready. We need one more scoring drive, and we win this game.
And end 43 years of frustration. Coach Johnson saying to us the other day that the pressure is on Notre Dame. He said there have been 43 other Navy teams that haven't been able to do it. Sharpley sacked.
Matt Wimsatt, the linebacker.
Matt Wimsatt, whose 2 brothers.
Terrific coverage. You're right. 2 brothers in the Marines, where he wants to end up after he graduates. Great coverage allows Matt Wimsatt to make the play.
Loss of 7. His brother Brad was captain of the 2000 Navy team. His brother Andrew was an offensive end at North Carolina State. Now both are Marine pilots.
Boy,
that was a huge play.
3rd and 17.
Sharpley.
There's a hold there.
That's going to be a takedown and a hold against Notre Dame. So all this is going to be for naught. And it would have been a huge play by Evan Sharpley. You scrambles for what would have been an 18-yard gain and a first down.
I think it was Eric Olson held though, Tom.
Yeah, it was a takedown. It was pretty obvious.
Everybody saw a good scramble by
it was a
Sharpley.
Good scramble, yeah. So what would have been a huge play for Sharpley and Notre Dame is going to be wiped out. And this pretty much encapsulates the Notre Dame season.
Just to remind you, Tom, I know you know, but again, Charlie Weiss has never punted against Navy in his 3-year career.
Holding on the offense, number 55, 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
Eric Olson, one of those 5-star recruits Notre Dame's had a couple of years ago in a good recruiting class. There's the takedown. You saw the yellow handkerchief go right down next to him.
3rd down, 27. Notre Dame going in reverse. Sharpley thought about it. Got all kinds of room in front of him, but that's not going to get it done unless he can pull off one like he did that was wiped out with a penalty, and he cannot.
It's going to be 4th and 12. I mean, what does Charlie do here? I still think you've got to stay in the game and throw the ball. I just don't think you can afford to punt it away.
14-yard gain, so 4th down and 14.
4th and 14.
And they are definitely going for it. Again, they don't have, Navy doesn't have a nickel coverage. They still just have 4 defensive backs. They don't go in with 5 or 6. Pretty vanilla coverage.
They need 14 yards. It's 4th down.
There's a blitz.
Blitz. Sharpley evades. Fires. Caught. Carlson.
Oh, my. What a job by Evan Sharpley on 2 fronts. One getting away from the blitz and then delivering the ball to big old John Carlson. Wow.
16 yards as Carlson went upstairs to grab it.
Heck of a play. Avoids the rush there. It's Villa who almost had him. Boy, this series for Navy has been a games of almost, Tom, and that was almost it again.
The first completion of the second half, huge, as Sharpley avoids the rush and gets the first down. Wow. Allen. Armando Allen to the outside. Picks up another Irish first down, chased down by Kevin Edwards after he gained 15 yards.
Well, we've seen, Tom, you and I have seen a bunch of close games in this series, and, you know, just the Notre Dame seems to make that one play that, you know, is the difference in the game. Maybe that was it on that last one, the throw to John Carlson. Good outside run by Armando Allen. And a good defensive play again by Kevin Edwards.
Now from the 38-yard line of the midshipman. First down, Notre Dame. Allen, nice hole. Allen bursts through it and has crossed the 25-yard line down to the 24.
Yeah, Armando Allen's got a little spring in his step for his run. Charlie Weiss keeps telling us this is what he sees every day in practice. Work again by Turkovich, left guard for Notre Dame. So I'm right there, number 77.
15 yards on this carry, Pat, and he was through that hole in a hurry.
Yeah.
24-yard line now. 7 carries, 53 yards for Armando Allen.
Fifth big run of the day for the Irish.
Allen again. Tripped up at about the 17 by Villa. Spot the ball at the 18-yard line of Navy. Makes it second down and 4. Under the 5.5-minute mark. Sharpley hands again to Allen, trying to use the blockers, bounces it to the outside. Caught from behind by Greg Thrasher.
Good vision by Armando Allen, Tom. You mentioned it, bouncing it outside. He was following John Sullivan, who's the center. Watch number 78 pull. Armando Allen right behind him, tucks in there, and then he sees nothing there. Uses the speed to the outside to get the first down.
And he does have the first down, and today's first down line brought to you by Xerox.
They can get one without scoring, right?
Yep.
Yeah, down there in the 2.
They're on the 12-yard line. First down and 10. Allen picks his way forward. Nice gain on first down. Clock continues to roll. 4 minutes, 40 seconds.
Well, it's one of those situations. Would you ever think about letting Notre Dame score and trying to have some time to go down and win the game at the end?
Well, the one thing Navy does not do well is score quickly.
Yeah, that's so there's 4 minutes left now.
But no, you would not.
Well, they do have, Navy has 2 timeouts.
That's Armando Allen. Close to the first down, dragged to the turf by Wyatt Middleton. It's going to be just short of the first down marker, 3rd down and 1. Evan Sharpley calling the Irish play from the 3-yard line. They need a yard for the first down, 3 for the touchdown. Travis Thomas lines up at tailback. Schwab offset as the fullback. Travis Thomas. Cut up, touchdown. Second touchdown of the game for Travis Thomas.
He's just a good, tough inside runner. That's his fort. That's what he does well. And when they give him the opportunity, he usually delivers.
2 carries, 2 touchdowns today for the 5th-year senior from Washington, Pennsylvania.
Big extra point here, right?
Walker to tie it. Brandon Walker splits the uprights. And with 3 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock, we're tied at 28.
Yeah, well, Travis Thomas gets it in, but John Carlson and Evan Sharpley really gave him second life on that 4th and 14. Follows the right side block. Eric Olson, Paul Duncan on the right side. Travis Thomas just follows them into the end zone, but it was that 4th and 14 conversion that gave him the chance.
Evan Sharpley to Carlson made it happen. We're tied. Evan Sharpley with the play of the game for Notre Dame so far, with a 4th and 14 at his own 32-yard line. He was able to avoid the rush and hit John Carlson for 16 yards and a first down, the only completion this half by Notre Dame. Whitaker's kick. Singleton. Singleton with a good return to the 35-yard line. So Navy with 3 minutes, 17 seconds to try to break the 43-game losing streak to Notre Dame. We'll be back. Notre Dame football brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Moments ago, Kaiponoa Kehaku-Inhata, the quarterback of Navy, as the Notre Dame faithful come with a huge cheer, is either encouraging the midshipmen or telling Notre Dame bring it on. I'm not sure which. He's down on the Notre Dame end.
How about the rushing yards? Navy 246, the average 343 coming in, but a big day running the ball for the Irish, 185 yards. Time of possession about even.
First down from the 35. Fullback Katani.
See how Paul Johnson's going to play this. Was he going to try to get this into overtime and maybe win it there, or go into his hurry-up offense? Now, we're not going to wing it around.
Yeah, I don't think that you do something that you're not comfortable doing.
Sure, but you're going to have to try to win the game at some point, right? They have reasonable good field position. They have 2 timeouts. At least, get the ball on the perimeter, where they've had a lot of big plays.
Second and 7. What a play. The ball's loose.
Oh my gosh.
Recovered by White. Darren Walls, anticipating the toss sweep, came up and knocked the ball loose.
How about Zervin Singleton, though, making the recovery?
Yeah, it was White that fumbled as Walls put his helmet right on the football, and then Singleton chased it down when it was just there for the grabs.
Great play by Darren Walls.
That was attacking. Singleton recovers it, but Navy will have 3rd down and 18 when we return to Notre Dame Stadium. Navy 3rd down and 18 from their own 27-yard line, tied at 28, and the clock showing 2.5 minutes. Straight drop back pass, trying to set up a bit of a screen to O.J. Washington, and nothing doing. The Notre Dame defense ready for it in the form of Brian Smith.
Should call a timeout, right?
Only a 6-yard gain, and timeout is taken.
Okay, yeah. Good use of their second timeout. Just about everybody in college football runs this. 4 blue jerseys around them. Notre Dame uses their second timeout.
Fourth down for Navy. We return to Notre Dame Stadium. .223 to go, tied at 28. First punt of the game upcoming as Navy has a 4th and 13. It's only the 10th punt of the season by Greg Veneto. And Tom Zbikowski awaiting the punt.
in the moment, the sense.
Yeah. Toes punt, a line drive. Fielded by Zbikowski at the 30. Good return up the middle. Zbikowski cutting back again and down inside the 40-yard line. 32-yard return after the punt covered 37 yards. The fifth-year senior, Tom Zbikowski.
I tell you, he loves the stage. You just sense that, hey, give me a chance to take this ball to the house. And, you know, all his big punt returns over the last 3 years, Tom, have been right smack up the middle.
Well, that's where he can display that toughness.
Yeah.
Not the fastest guy you ever saw.
Hard to bring down.
Hard to bring down. So from the 38-yard line, Notre Dame puts it in play. The clock shows 2:11. The Irish have one timeout left. Evan Sharpley with a hand to Allen. Armando Allen. Stopped by Blake Carter. And we remind you that you can go to NBCSports.com for the Vonage postgame report after this one is over. See the press conferences of Charlie Weiss and Paul Johnson. All the postgame activity at NBCSports.com, the Vonage postgame report. Second down and 4 after that 6-yard run on first down by Armando Allen, who remains at tailback. Sharpley's going to the air. This toss caught by David Grimes. Grimes goes out of bounds with a first down, just short of the 25-yard line. It covered 7 yards.
He bobbled this one a little bit, but did come down with it. And they are now in field goal range. Brandon Walker, their kicker, is at a long of 48, so they're inside his range. So Evan Sharpley just has to be really careful with the ball and avoid a sack as well.
First down, Allen again, using blockers. Hit and dropped. Nice tackle by Pospisil.
Yeah.
Ross Pospisil.
Their inside linebackers, they rotate in. That's both starting inside linebackers.
Clock approaching 1 minute. Irish have a timeout left. Second down 8. Sharpley to the air. Off the hands of Grimes, incomplete.
A little bit of tough catch, but catchable, don't you think, Tom?
Yeah, I do.
Bobbled the one a little bit earlier. That one right off his hands. He's been out a few weeks with an injury, David Grimes. Began the season as one of the starting wide receivers. That was very catchable.
Brings up a third down for the Irish. Allen. Good defense by Navy. Villa the first to get there.
Tackle made by Ram Villa.
So it'll be fourth down. And Navy takes a timeout. So Brandon Walker, one presumes, will be called on to attempt the field goal with 45 seconds left. Said there have been some close calls. Navy has come so close to ending the streak. These were decided by touchdowns or less during that 43-year streak.
6 of them. I'll tell you one thing Navy did just for this game, Tom. We were told before the game. Steve Dorman, who doesn't ordinarily play, he's the tallest Navy player. He's number 88. He's 6'8". They bring him in to try to block field goals. Get his first opportunity this year today. He's tried it a couple times.
And we do not see Brandon Walker coming out.
Do you think this is a mistake? I think Charlie's got to kick it. He's way inside his field goal range.
So fourth down and 8. Notre Dame's going to go for it. Sharply sacked.
Villa right over the top.
Villa went over.
A leaping Lena by Ram Villa. And I just think that's a bad decision. I think you got to attempt a field goal there. But watch it from the left part of the screen. Right over Armando Allen.
Ah, what a play.
Ram Villa, you know, he plays that striker position. Looked like one there. Oh, man, was that a play.
I mean, even if you miss the field goal, the worst is you go to overtime, most likely, because it would be tough for Navy to get all the way down to field with just 41 seconds left.
Don't get that call.
Maybe is really intended to throw it, but never had a chance.
Yeah, just take a knee and get it in overtime.
30-yard line as Brockington was able to sack Kaheaku Inhata.
They use a timeout, Navy is their last.
Don't get that either.
Yeah, either do I. I say, you know, take a knee, get into overtime, take your chances there, right?
Yeah, I think your better chances are there, starting from the 25-yard line, than they are to march the end of the field, the length of the field nearly.
This
70 yards away from a touchdown, and
been a pretty entertaining game.
Yeah, it has been.
We've had some not so entertaining games here this year, but this has really been entertaining.
They're, what, 40-some yards away from even attempting a long field goal.
Yeah, I have to get down to the 30-yard line, 29-yard line. Again, it's not their fault trying to throw it down the field either. Navy has won one game in overtime this year against Pittsburgh.
Kaiponoa Kaheaku Inhata under center. Throws it to no one, out of bounds.
Well, you just better be careful here now, right?
Yeah,
it's third down. Notre Dame still has a timeout. And you could force a punt. They could go out for a block. I mean, boy, that's what he's talking to Brian Polian, his special teams coach, right now. Get your punt block team ready. Or Zibikowski again.
It's key that Notre Dame still has that timeout in its pocket.
Yeah, I really believe Navy should have run it and got it into overtime.
Here's the triple option. Fullback, Ballard. Stopped in his tracks. And Notre Dame uses that timeout.
It's punt block time now, right?
Vedeto, the punter, in his 10 attempts this season, has not had one blocked.
Some strange play calling at the end. I don't recall the Irish blocking a punt this year. Did they block one against USC? I believe they did.
Evan Sharpley looks to be headed to overtime unless the Irish special teams can come through with a big play.
The scoreboard says Notre Dame has one timeout, but they did use their third, I believe. Tom?
Well, they announced it as Notre Dame taking the timeout.
Okay. The scoreboard still has them with one up there, but
yeah.
I think I called 3.
So Greg Vedeto in punt formation. With a little Australian rules punt. Picked up on the hop by Zibikowski. Corralled. Trying to get to the outside. Can't get there. Out of bounds at the 40-yard line with 7 seconds left.
Well, if anybody remember the Trinity Millsaps game from last week.
Trinity of Texas and the Millsaps of Mississippi in that, what, 15 lateral?
How about the guy named Curry who scored, touched it 5 different times? And, you know, Charlie was saying, you know, somebody asked if he watched the Trinity game. He said, yeah, we have a play like that in our arsenal, but it's never seemed to work.
Well, Navy is spread over about a 30-yard.
You're going to see Charlie's trick play here. You look, if you see how many guys are back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, there we go. They're way back there.
Here's complete to Allen. Allen down the sideline, tiptoeing out of bounds to end regulation. Sort of a bizarre finish the last couple of series to this game, which has been, as you said, quite entertaining. In fact, so entertaining, we ask for more.
And you got it.
There will be a coin flip. The winner of the coin flip can choose to go on offense or defense. The other team then chooses.
All right, we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back with the overtime. After these messages, you're watching Notre Dame football presented by Sirius Satellite Radio. Overtime, just to refresh your memory. Each team's given the series starting at the 25. Make a first down or score. And after the first 2 overtimes, you must go for the 2-point conversion. And of course, if you win the toss, then you defer because you want to know what you have to do.
One of the few times Coach Weiss will defer, right?
Huh?
Just look at the size. You're talking about the difference.
Timeout per series. Okay, both teams will have the ball 4 plays each. You get 1 timeout per series. All right. There is no game clock. We're still running with the 25 seconds. All right. Maybe you're going to call it silver dollar again. Heads or tails.
Just talking about the size differential. Just look
called
at the
heads again.
Head.
Head.
Notre Dame and Navy.
Tails. Notre Dame, you have 1 toss. You want to play defense. Which individual do you want to play?
Notre Dame won the toss.
So Notre Dame wins the toss.
Notre Dame has won the toss and is elected to go on defense. Navy will put the ball in play, 25-yard line.
And Navy chooses to attack at the non-Notre Dame student end of the stadium.
Good decision by Paul Johnson, right?
Down to some friendly midshipmen on that end. So Evan Sharpley, this is the sort of thing of which Notre Dame legends are made, of course. He made that great 4th down play. That enabled Notre Dame to eventually tie it up.
Really, it was 2 great plays, right? One avoiding the sack, then making the pass, and then a darn good catch by John Carlson. So you wanted some more time, you got it.
All right, here it comes. Navy 1 and 2, Notre Dame 2 and 4 all time. Navy earlier this season won at Pittsburgh in double overtime. First down from the 25. First play of overtime. Fake the toss sweep. Kaipo Noah has an open receiver inside the 10-yard line. It's caught by Katani, the fullback. That's the same play they used earlier for a big.
Exactly. Ballard, the other fullback, caught it earlier, and twice they've run it. Twice he's been wide open. So Paul Johnson opens the game with a pass and begins overtime with a pass. Kind of a sleight of hand. And I tell you, Kaipo Noah was certainly under pressure there. Got that ball to his fullback cleanly, but was hit after the throw.
Gain of 18 yards. First and goal for Navy at the Notre Dame 7. Triple option. Pitch. Campbell. Reggie Campbell blasted back after he had a nice game.
Good tackle by
Zibikowski hit him. I think
you're right. Zib
did too.
Yeah.
And Burton maybe.
It looked like he had a lane there, though, didn't it? I thought he was going to burst right through the lane here. It's coming right at you. Right inside number 22, Wooden. But you're right, it was Maurice Crum who came in and filled that lane, preventing him from getting into the end zone.
Midshipmen cheering on their classmates. Second down and goal, 3-yard line.
Hope Noah has scored in 8 straight games.
Triple option, fullback Katani stops short of the goal line.
Trevor Laws is in there.
This is going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Trevor Laws at the bottom of the stack for the Irish.
We've been saying that all year.
Ball is right on the 1-yard line. 3rd down and goal. Paul Johnson calling the play.
Interesting, no play sheet. He was just looking at Notre Dame's defense, just wait, and then he sends the play in.
Navy trying to break a 43-game losing streak to Notre Dame. We're in overtime. 3rd and goal. Fullback. Still no signal.
Yeah, now they're
touchdown.
Wasn't there on the first hit, but the second surge by Katani. A good play calling again by Paul Johnson. Opens it up with a successful pass. Watch him get stoned right at the beginning. Kind of keeps turning. It was all second effort. Knee was never on the ground.
Yep, and turned football, broke the plane. I don't know why it took him so long to make the signal. There he is, second effort. Joey Bullen, who missed an extra point earlier, for the point after. And it's good. That one right down the center. And so on its first possession of overtime, Navy scores a touchdown and an extra point to lead 35-28.
So we had a pass, we had a fullback run, we had a pitch, and then you come right back to the fullback for the touchdown. Good sequencing of plays by the midshipmen.
Big play to me, though, was that first down pass to the fullback.
Indeed.
So now Notre Dame must answer. Schwab, fullback. Aldridge, tailback on the eye. First down from the 25. Sharply handing it to Aldridge. Aldridge almost broke it.
Yeah.
Tripped up as he falls to the 15-yard line by Dell Robinson, right at the first down marker. They're going to pull it back a yard, I think, so they'll be a yard short. Charlie Weiss and the Irish with their first possession of overtime. Paul Johnson wanting just one more stop. Second down. Again from the eye. Hand off to Aldridge, using his blockers. Has the first down. He's to the 10-yard line.
This offensive line had really had their best game. I know they're bigger and stronger and outsized the midshipmen, but boy, they've really stayed on their blocks. This time on the right side, Eric Olson does a nice job. Good lead block by Schwab.
Schwab put his man on the ground.
Yeah. And Carlson with a good block too.
Ball just short of the 10-yard line. They can make a first down. 1st and 10. Delayed handoff, Aldridge. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but does manage a couple of yards. As Notre Dame and Charlie Weiss just pounding it here in overtime.
They've only had about 20, I think it's 25, 26 yards in passing the second half, I believe. So he has been relying on big old James Aldridge, Ramondo Allen, and his big offensive line.
Second down and 7. Play action fake, Sharply. Plenty of time. Finally delivers, and it is caught by Kamara. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
It's a heck of a heads-up play by Evan Sharply. He was trying to get the ball to the right part to Robbie Paris. He was not open. Fantastic protection. Will Yateman there at the end. And then just a terrific catch by the freshman Duval Kamara.
8-yard touchdown, and now Walker to attempt the point after.
The previous play is under review.
And they're reviewing the touchdown catch by Duval Kamara.
I tell you, Evan Sharpley knew what he was doing, trying to get to Paris. He wasn't there. This is his second or third choice. Possession there. Looks like he has his hands underneath the ball.
I thought he had his hands under it, yeah, which is the key here.
What if for Kamara to stay alive, too. Yeah, that's a catch. That's a catch. His right hand was clearly underneath that ball.
And holding it tight to his chest as he...
Left hand, excuse me. Yep.
Meanwhile, this has the effect of freezing the kicker a bit.
Notre Dame has had a couple of field goals and an extra point blocked this season. There's no doubt in my mind that's a touchdown. Ball, Kamara.
And here comes the call.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Okay, that's why we both like replay, though. They got it right.
Get it right.
They got it right. They did.
Much at stake. So now, Brandon Walker, the freshman from Findlay, Ohio, try to tie it up. On its way and good. So each team scores on its first possession of overtime. It's 35-35.
Take another look at the touchdown. Really fantastic protection. Had, gosh, 5-6 seconds to throw it. Boy, good hands by Duval Kamara. They had the primary receiver covered pretty doggone well, and then Evan Sharpley went to his secondary receiver. He was open, but still a good catch. Heads up play by Evan. Mulder says he has an indomitable spirit. You know, things haven't gone all his way at Notre Dame. Only quarterback on the roster not recruited by Charlie Weiss. It's kind of hung in there, practiced hard, gets his second start, has played much better than he did in his first.
Walk down to the Notre Dame student end of the stadium for the second overtime period.
You got the students, you got the leprechaun, the cheerleaders, leprechaun down there.
That leprechaun is coming to play in this series some, hasn't it?
Indeed. There he is, fired up.
Well, Navy trying to end 43 years of frustration. This is overtime game. Paul Johnson and the midshipmen have lost to Notre Dame 43 straight times, and on the 44th, will it go their way or will they fall in overtime?
Well, they certainly haven't had many problems offensively. They have really controlled the clock, gotten into the end zone, scored 35 points. So if all things goes according to plan, it's going to be up to their defense if they're going to win the game. I know it's first things first, you're about to say, but you know, what your captain's coming out, Tom. I'm always struck by the size differential. You got big old captain. Look at number 7 right there. One of their best players, Reggie Campbell. 5'6", 168 players. Look at John Carlson. That's what they've been playing against all game long.
The second overtime, Navy has elected to go on defense. Notre Dame will go 25-yard line, first down.
And no disrespect, but no blue chip recruits on the Navy team.
Indeed. But guys that play as hard as it can possibly be played the game, and as passionate about the game as anybody.
Notre Dame will play it at the north end, 25.
So Notre Dame will have the ball here in the second overtime from the 25-yard line as they move to the Notre Dame student end of the stadium. And Navy on defense.
First and 10 with the
Armando Allen comes in at the tailback spot for the second overtime series. And Allen gets the call. Unable to twist away from that tackle. Looked like for a moment he might break the tackle of Matt Wimsatt, but unable to do it.
Well, Matt Wimsatt said to us this week, he said, "I'd rather beat Notre Dame than Army."
Well, we could get him in trouble by now.
Yeah, but that's how much this game means. I mean, and he's sick and tired of 43 years and hearing about it every year. His last go around.
Charlie Weis continues to pound the football. Pound, 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 and then threw the touchdown pass on the first overtime possession. Allen found a little seam and broke a tackle. Nice run by Armando Allen, close to the 15-yard line.
Another good day of tough inside running by Armando Allen. We kind of view him some as a scat back the way he's been described to us, but boy, he's really been some tough yards. Good pull by John Sullivan, clearing the way for him. Eric Olson getting on his guy pretty well too.
16 carries, 91 yards for Allen, and now is replaced by Aldridge with 3rd down and 1. Kept by Sharpley.
Coming Sharpley on the keeper.
They're going to mark it short of the 1st down. Nate Frazier stacking that one right up, and
he's had a nice inside game, hasn't he, Nate Frazier, the nose tackle? Charlie disdaining the field goal attempt.
Right, inches short of the 1st down.
Like 2 inches.
Just a couple of inches short of the 1st down. Second overtime, we're tied. It's 4th down. Aldridge cuts back. Hit. Second effort. 1st down, Notre Dame.
Boy, he was absolutely stuck in the hole, but kept the legs churning. Big old guy. You know, he's 213 pounds. Is James Aldridge, bigger than most of the players on Navy's defense.
Middleton hit him right there at the line of scrimmage.
Wyatt Middleton being tended to for Navy.
Middleton is hurt after that collision with James Aldridge.
A bunch of collisions today.
Middleton, as we pointed out earlier, the freshman from Norcross, Georgia.
You mentioned earlier too, his sister played softball at Notre Dame.
Middleton was a cornerback and moved to a safety spot. 3rd leading tackler coming in for the midshipman.
You know, how many defensive backs can they afford to lose? They came in with 4 new defensive backs today. Here's number 8. Oof. Helmet to helmet hit. You see, replacing is another true freshman, Emmett Merchant.
Well, they tend to. Wyatt Middleton will take a 30-second break and be back. We're in second overtime at Notre Dame. Back at Notre Dame, where Wyatt Middleton just wobbled off the field with some assistance. He's replaced by Emmett Merchant, 5'9", 185, a freshman from Riversdale, Georgia. 1st down, Notre Dame. They're at the Navy 13. Tied in second overtime. James Aldridge. Navy again playing tough right at the line of scrimmage. And Irv Spencer came in to finish him off.
Yeah, Michael Walsh, one of the defensive ends as well.
Tackled by Irv Spencer.
So it'll be 2nd down. Give him a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Aldridge has carried 27 times, has gained 111 yards, a new career high for him.
Gain was a yard.
Aldridge again. Had a little better hole that time. cruises down inside the 10.
Well, one thing Charlie Weis has is some patience. You know, it really does take some patience to run it. And boy, he's got it.
And 3.
Ross Pospisil stopped him after 3 yards.
Excuse me, Tom. 216 yards rushing today for the Irish. And remember, they came in as the last, well, dead last in the NCAAs in rushing statistics, averaging just 34 yards a game.
You see the rushing numbers. Now it's 3rd down and 6 for the Irish. Evan Sharpley hit as he releases and incomplete.
Charlie Weis has to go for the field goal, doesn't he?
Yeah, Nate Frazier.
Good
right in Sharpley's grill.
Yeah, and good defensive series for the midshipmen. Forced a field goal attempt. Frazier, who's had a real big day inside at nose tackle. Number 99 runs right through John Sullivan to put the hit on Evan Sharpley.
Brandon Walker on to attempt a 26-yard field goal. Walker's field goal attempt is good. So from 26 yards, Brandon Walker hits the field goal. Notre Dame takes the lead, 38-35, but now they must hold Navy to a field goal or nothing.
Paul Johnson just dialing in his play calls. Looking across the field at the personnel groupings that he's anticipating.
All afternoon he's been preaching to his defense, just give us a stop and we can win this game. Well, it was almost a stop. They held him to a field goal. And now Notre Dame's defense must be up to the task to hold this powerful rushing attack of the midshipmen at bay.
Advantage Navy.
Kahea Kuenhata, the quarterback. Here's the triple option. Stumbled, it looked like.
What a heads-up play.
Kahea kept it and got inside the 20-yard line.
I promise you that's not how Paul Johnson designed that play when he drew it up. But the impromptu play of Kaipo Noah, you know, he was going to give the fullback, no. Then he's going to go outside, no. Trevor Laws is there, so he dips back inside. A clever little heads-up play by Kaipo Noah.
2nd down and 4. Triple option.
That's a 1st down, I believe.
Yep, Kaipo has the 1st down on the keeper, tackled by Trevor Laws.
2 successive carries, the first one for 6, this one for 5. See the eyes downfield. He's reading John Ryan, number 90. John Ryan goes outside, so he keeps it.
Just inside the 15-yard line. 1st down for Navy. 15 yards away from ending 43 years of frustration. Triple option. Kaipo Noah again keeps, and this time he's inside the 10-yard line.
He said it a couple times, and he told us down here he likes to protect the football. He seems to carry it a lot more. But boy, as many fullback runs, as many inside runs that he has run in this last couple of minutes, one pitch to the edge might do it.
On the 44th attempt, could Navy finally beat Notre Dame and end the NCAA's longest winning streak against one opponent? 2nd down. Triple option. Pitch. Singleton hit in the backfield. Hit again and stopped for a loss.
Good.
Brian Smith and David Bruton.
Absolute good play by Brian Smith, and the free safety David Bruton weren't sure how much he was going to be able to play. And then the first tackle, a helmet on him was Darren Walls, who's played well here in the 2nd half.
And timeout will be taken by the midshipmen. They face a 3rd down and 10 from the Notre Dame 15-yard line, trailing by 3 in the 2nd overtime period.
It's kind of fun.
Let's catch our breath. We'll be back in a moment. The bluegrass turf shining like an emerald in the middle of Notre Dame Stadium as dusk falls in Notre Dame, Indiana. Both teams huddling up after the Navy timeout. If Navy is unable to gain a yard on this third down play, it would be a 32-yard field goal to tie.
Still thinking about looking at the defensive personnel. Noah, 5 of 7 passing today.
Third down and 10. 15-yard line of Notre Dame. Toss sweep. Campbell's going to look to throw, and he goes for the end zone, and it is knocked down, incomplete, almost intercepted.
Interception, the game's over.
Yeah. Crum almost had it on the ricochet.
Good defensive series by the Irish. With the defensive backfield. And again, once more, Darren Walls mixing it up inside.
And that was Maurice Crum that deflected it, nearly caught it on the rebound.
Well, in their lone win against UCLA, Maurice Crum played magnificently.
Joey Bullen, 32 yards to tie it and put it into third overtime. 32-yard field goal attempt by Bullen. On its way, and it is good, just inside the right upright. We're going to the third overtime.
Well, he beat Duke earlier with a field goal. Thing hooked just enough to sneak inside the right upright.
Joey Bullen with a clutch kick.
Looks like he wasn't going to get there, then just a little bit of hook. Used a strong grip on it, I guess, to get that hook in there.
Well, out of the hold by Troy Goss.
Good snap by Scott Ryder as well. Ryder played high school football with Jeff Samardzija.
That's Johnson, a little body English. Yeah, he got it in there.
Never doubt, he says. Never doubt. Yeah.
Alex?
Hey, Tom, well, obviously a lot of fingernails being bitten down here on the Navy sideline. I've been standing next to the superintendent of the Naval Academy, Vice Admiral Fowler, and he has been just on the edge of his seat telling me how much this win would mean to the Academy after 43 straight losses. So everybody down here just hoping they can pull it off, Tom.
Indeed.
High drama at Notre Dame Stadium today. And you know, Notre Dame needs this win too. I mean, Navy's not the only one.
Notre Dame in the third overtime has elected to go on defense. We'll start at the 25-yard line at this end of the field. In the third overtime, if there's a touchdown scored, the team scoring the touchdown must go for 2 points.
Just emphasizing the little twist in the rules. Third overtime, if you score a touchdown, you must go for 2. Navy's converted 1 2-point play today.
So again, into the third overtime, and what's at stake? Notre Dame trying to win for only the second time this season, but trying to finish the season in a strong manner to build momentum for next year, to give their young players some success, and to give the fifth-year seniors who have not thrown in the towel in a difficult season a little reward. And for Navy, not only to win their 5th game, but to break the long losing streak, 43 straight, to the Irish of Notre Dame. Third overtime upcoming. First down, fake toss. Kaipo Noah to pass for the end zone, man open, and it is caught for the touchdown. Reggie Campbell.
How about the play calling by Paul Johnson? Twice in overtime, he's opened the overtime period with passes. Both of them completions. Now, Reggie Campbell, that's his 10th catch of the year, and that's his 4th touchdown catch. That is unbelievably productive, and Kaipo Noah drills this one.
And then Campbell just backs into the end zone. Well, you have to stack up front to stop the triple option, so.
Now you can't relax though, right? You got to go for a 2-point play, and you just cannot relax.
2-point conversion, mandatory here in the third overtime. Washington in motion. Another pass. Kaipo Noah's pass in traffic and caught again by Campbell. Reggie Campbell, 2 straight receptions for 9 points.
You know, we said Reggie Campbell was a triple threat, right? Remember that graphic? We said he runs, he catches, he blocks, he returns kicks, he does everything. 2 incredible catches by 5'6". Reggie Campbell, when's the last time he had a 5'6" go-to guy?
Well, maybe he's just able to hide in there with the tall timber, you think?
Boy, unbelievable.
So he catches the touchdown for 6, adds the 2-point conversion, and that's the margin of the Navy lead. And is this when the streak comes to an end? Now it's Notre Dame's turn. Evan Sharpley handing.
Aldridge.
Small gain by Aldridge. Sharpley getting the next play call from Coach Weiss. Got 2 yards on first down. Surveys the Navy defense. Retreats to pass, pumps once, goes in the flat, it's caught by Carlson. John Carlson diving ahead for the first down.
Another good pass rush by Nate Frazier, and Evan Sharpley just hung in there to the very last second before we got rid of that ball.
Thanks again to the big target of Carlson.
Yeah, you're right. He is 6'6", but he raises the arms. He's 7'6" or higher. It's like Manute Bol out there.
There's big John Carlson. High formation. Schwab the fullback. Aldridge the tailback. First down play. Aldridge dodging would-be tacklers.
Aldridge
to almost the 10-yard line.
Tackled by Emmett Merchant.
I mentioned Charlie Weiss, being the play caller as well as head coach, just like Paul Johnson.
And it's close to 4.
Second down, 6 yards to go. Navy trying to keep the midshipman's energy up. Second down, 5 from the Navy 10. Evan Sharpley with a handoff. James Aldridge.
Aldridge.
Pushed out of bounds by Greg Thrasher. And it's going to bring up a third down play for the Irish.
Out of bounds at the 7, brings up a 3rd and 3.
Second guessing of that one, with 3rd and 3 coming up.
John Carlson down here has really been open most of the day.
Aldridge hit at the 5-yard line, falls ahead, and just short of the first down. It will be 4th down coming up for Charlie Weiss and the Irish. What's Johnson say? One more stop?
Yeah, one more. You ever seen more, critical 4th downs in a game and more conversions? Yeah. Never have.
All right, 4th down. We're going to bring the chains in for a measurement. They marked it, I thought, short, but we're going to measure to make sure. And you see how much is needed.
Short by about 2 inches.
First down, touchdown, and then a 2-point play is what they need to tie it up.
To keep the streak going.
They've run quarterback sneaks successfully on 4th down. They've given the ball to James Aldridge on short yardage situations. And of course, John Carlson's big catch on a 4th down earlier in the game.
Travis Thomas in a tailback. And the timeout.
Timeout, Navy.
Taken by the midshipman. Evan Sharpley returns to the sideline for another conference.
How about Buddy Green's defense for Navy? He had all kinds of injuries, really concerned about how his team was going to match up. He knew he was going to get the effort. Boy, they played, even though they've given up 38 points, they've played probably their best defensive game of the year. There's Buddy Green. Said they were going to simplify things on defense. And Evan Sharpley, on the other hand, Evan Sharpley's really responded, don't you think?
I think he has.
Yeah.
There you see how much is needed.
Yeah. 43 years and that much.
Air Force comes here next week, followed by Duke, and then on the road at Stanford. The Irish hoping to finish with a flourish and salvage something from what has been a very disappointing season. Give them a little momentum heading into next year when you figure their young players will have made progress. Here it is, 4th down. Sharply to Aldridge, turning and into the end zone for the touchdown. Travis Thomas, I should say. Thomas once again called on and scores his 3rd touchdown of the game.
How about some 5th-year seniors? Travis Thomas, John Carlson, Maurice Crump, guys that have not thrown in the towel. I thought he was going to get stuffed at about the 5-yard line. I wasn't sure he was even going to make the 1st. And then just keeps moving, uses that left hand, and then the dance in.
Now they have to go for 2 in order to head it into a 4th overtime period. 2-point conversion. Three tight ends. Sharply rolls, in trouble, flips it into the end zone, broken up. The streak is over, but flags are down. Hold the phone, flags are down.
I think they're going to get him for a hand in the back.
Maybe players who had come all the way out onto the field being sent back to the sideline as the officials converse.
I was told even Roger Staubach jumped out of his couch.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 20. The ball will be spotted at the 1.5-yard line. Retry.
Greg Thrasher called for the pass interference.
Timeout. Notre Dame.
It wasn't Greg Thrasher, it was
Wasn't him,
Blake
no.
Quinn. He might have had his left hand in the back. Looked like he blocked the ball with his right hand. Oh boy, Tom, I don't know about that one. I think that's a good clean play. Blocked it with his right hand. I don't think that's interference.
I think it was Blake Carter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Blake Carter. They called it on Thrasher, but it was number 1, Blake Carter.
Well, Johnson, his reaction.
I think he has a right to be upset. Well, they still have to get the ball in the end zone for the 2 points.
Still have to get the 2-point conversion to send it into the 4th overtime period.
Very, very long 2 yards.
So here we go again. Travis Thomas is back in at tailback. Thomas fighting, stopped, and this time it's official. The streak has ended at Notre Dame Stadium on November 3rd, 2007. For the first time since 1963, Navy has beaten Notre Dame. Final score in 3 overtimes. Navy 46, Notre Dame 44. You've been watching Notre Dame football, brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Time now for the Vonage post-game report as the celebration continues on the Bluegrass turf here at Notre Dame Stadium. Let's go down to Alex Flanagan.
Congratulations. All right, well, let's start. 43 games, 44 years. What does the end of this streak mean to you?
Well, I'm just so happy for our players because now they'll have that. They're the class that broke the streak, and we won't have to hear about it anymore. So we never quit. They kept playing. I'm just so happy for them.
Let's talk about a few plays in this game. First of all, the pass interference that was just called at the end right here. What was going through your mind?
Well, I'm thinking that's a tough call to make to win the game. I mean, the kid tipped the ball, but, you know, without seeing it, who knows? But to our credit, we came up and made a play there on the last play.
Who would have thought Navy's defense would win this, huh?
Well, who would have thought it? 46-44, who would have thought it?
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Right here, straight ahead, Alex.
Okay.
Well, the streak has ended, and now the celebration has begun. And Alex now has Coach Weiss.
Coach, tell me what the end of this streak means to you.
Right now, it just means we lost the game. The streak doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, this is about winning and losing the game. It means we lost this game today.
What was the difference maker, do you think?
They scored 2 more points than we did. That's really what it came down to. They converted a 2-point conversion, and we didn't.
All right, Coach, thank you.
And let's take a look at our Chevrolet players of the game as the Notre Dame coaching staff and players join their Navy players. Katani and Aldridge are our players of the game. In recognition of their determination and outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund, Chevy, an American Revolution. This is a tradition begun by Coach Weiss, where the Navy players go before their band, their drum and bugle corps, for the playing of Navy blue and gold, joined by the Notre Dame coaches and staff. Win or lose, they said, we respect the service academies. We'll join them and stand for their alma mater. Has to be a bitter moment for Coach Weiss and his players, but showing the class and the respect that they have for Navy, even though it was a bitter pill to take, the long streak coming to an end. We'll take a 30-second break and be back in a moment to Notre Dame Stadium. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, in 3 overtimes, Navy has beaten Notre Dame 46-44. And now the Navy players accompany the Notre Dame players in front of the student section of Notre Dame as the Notre Dame band will play the Notre Dame alma mater. Well, it took 44 years, but a gallant bunch of midshipmen finally broke through against a Notre Dame team, defeating the Fighting Irish in 3 overtimes today.
Carl, who would have thought? Really, you know, the defense of Navy at the end played really, really well to deserve the win. In the last play of the game, the defense of the 2-point play And you can't fault necessarily giving to Travis Thomas. He's been a good goal runner, and even today he was. But what, 5 white jerseys around him, led by Evan Merchant. And the touchdown in the first play of the 3rd overtime. Again, he opened 2 overtimes with passes, really surprising the Irish. And then the 2-point conversion on the next play. Again, he finds 5'6" Reggie Campbell among 3 blue jerseys. Tom, it's been that kind of year in college football. Started in week 1. This is week 9. It continues to amaze. It's what makes college football fun.
Well, the 81st meeting between Notre Dame and Navy, and remember the relationship between the 2 institutions, mutual respect, began during World War II when Navy helped Notre Dame out of a tough spot. And the Irish had beaten them 43 straight times until today. Our Vonage postgame report continues now on NBCSports.com, where you can watch Charlie Weis and Paul Johnson's live press conferences. Don't forget, next week, Notre Dame football returns as Air Force comes in to take on the Irish. Now starting at 8/7 Central, it's Bionic Woman, followed by Chuck and Law and Order SVU, only here on NBC. So for Pat Hayden and Alex Flanagan, Tom Hammond saying so long from Notre Dame Stadium. You've been watching the Vonage postgame report.